we get to name the store.
As long as it's not like
It is
the
not.
week
It
before
is not
Christmas
named.
Eve.
So
Okay, the store is called Perfect Purchase. Just want you all to know.
okay, that's great. I've just been calling it like Magic Walmart in all my notes.
No, you said Best Buy, so I'm like, I need something that's alliteration.
Perfect purchase.
Yeah, Perfect Purchase.
Yeah, I love that. It's first note. Like have the PCs name the Magic Store.
Oh, it is?
My friends are like,
No,
what do you
it
mean?
is now.
My friends
was-
are like, what do you mean Magic Best Buy? And I sent them the paragraph you sent us. They're like, holy crap, you weren't lying. I'm like, no, it's Magic Best Buy.
Why didn't you invite him to play?
I'm always scared.
Aw. Well, we can do it again. I wrote as you always do. I wrote way too much stuff. So there are obviously a lot of departments, and every department has a little blurb and employees that work there.
Amazing.
I did such a info dump on the party for Curse of Strahd because they're at the end and they're missing so much stuff. I'm like, hey, you found Mordenkainen. He knows everything.
Yeah.
That's the best part about DMing.
They were
And,
really
I realized-
attached. They're like, can you come with us? And it clearly stays in the book like, don't have Mordenkainen stay with the party. Like, he's Mordenkainen. Like, no.
Hey, there's a Mordenkainen joke on that map.
I did get to cast Time Stop. That was crazy. It's like, I'm gonna take 4 turns.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great spell. BT dubs.
Yeah, because they had him surrounded. I'm like, okay, cast Time Stop. I'm like, I move him here. He has Mirror Image, webs on you guys, and Mage Armor. Like,
I'm really sad that that Zach's not here. He sent me a couple character concepts of things he wanted me to play.
Oh,
I'm like, dude, you should play these characters because they're amazing. What did I just drop? I spent the whole day organizing Gloomhaven.
oh baby.
Last night I spent the night painting miniatures, and today I spent the day fucking organizing Gloomhaven. So
Yeah.
dad game in full effect.
You're
Lame
in...
dad.
No, it's great.
you guys had me buy that game, and then nothing.
I haven't had any time to play.
They were playing
Unfortunately.
online, and like every 5 minutes, it was just them and me in the channel. We really need one more person to get this game. We really need one more person. So I bought it and spent like 2 hours trying to figure out the rules.
I haven't played since then. If it makes you feel any better.
I didn't know you
Alright.
die when you discard all your cards. That was sad.
It's called Exhausted. Oh my god. There's a pets.
There's a pets.
Oh my god.
Concerned about the baby supplies section.
Yeah. Nothing
Hey.
could go wrong if you put baby supplies and necromancy in the same department. I'm sure.
No, that makes perfect sense.
All right,
But
I
it's
gotta
like the
open-
cycle of life and death, or life, death, and magical reanimation.
Can I
Oh no, I
open
left
this?
my baby in my car. Quick, go to the Magic Best Buy.
Yeah.
Is the entryway where outfitters and adventuring supplies
Yeah,
is?
that
Is
little-
that's
the
the
little
egress?
hallway to the south. Yeah. There's that's the main entrance. Yes.
Where is the stock play gonna be?
Oh yeah, should we
Oh.
introduce our characters?
We'll see. Yeah. So I think what we'll do is, you can each introduce your characters, and we'll have you start each in a different department, and then you'll all be summoned
Alright, I
somewhere.
gotta
But
find my department.
yeah, if everyone's ready.
Is it baby necromancers or just like baby supplies and necromancers?
You'll have to see. I don't know that you've worked in that department before. Maybe both.
No, I'm gonna work in pets. 100%.
All right. What's that? Is Groovy playing? No, it's not.
I'm about to.
Okay.
I'm trying to find some good like store music.
Yeah. Something.
Oh, this is it. This is it.
Something jaunty.
What do you think?
Can you unfocus this person?
Oh my gosh,
There we
it's
go.
too perfect. Yeah. It's like, yeah, the camera zooms into a bustling. It looks like it used to be a castle repurposed as a department store. Perfect purchase emblazoned on the front of the entryway. There's like kind of like the inflatable arm flailing tube guys.
Yeah.
There's like a big inflatable beholder out front who's on the tether, just kind of floating and bobbing around. And you kind of exactly. The tentacle eye socks. Yep, it is like it has a strong like spirit Halloween vibe. Like the store may not be here in a month or two. Who knows? Yeah, but so as you kind of
Alright, I got a map
zoom in, the camera zooms in through the entryway. You see like the almost like a Cabela's or something, right? A huge, like way too huge sculpture of the classic three adventurers. Like there's like a shield and sword wielding dwarf and an elf with a bow and a dragonborn with like some kind of wizard staff fighting a dragon, and he's curled all around this large like fake dragon's hoard, right? A shimmering, gleaming mound of fake gold statue, kind of right in the outfitters and adventuring supplies department, right in the entryway. So I'll say,
It's like literally the box of Hero Quest.
Yeah,
that reminds me of. Like,
exactly. It's like the most generic looking party composition that you could possibly have. Yeah. So let's start with Shawnee. If you want to introduce your character, just give a little.
Okay. So my character is a centaur monk. He is a Way of the Open Hoof monk, if you will. He's level 3. His name is Right Nay Fruit, and he is an apple farmer, and he is the assistant to the assistant store manager.
Perfect. Amazing. Yeah, so I think, let's see, what department would you be working in right now? I think you are probably overseeing, we'll say you're overseeing the adventuring supplies right now, right? Just checking up on things, keeping an eye on Rockgar, who is a sort of like sleeveless, open tunic with curly chest hair poking out dwarf. Very stout, very sort of, red complexion, kind of swarthy dwarf guy named Rockgar the Rock Climber.
Yes.
And so he's over by the like climbing gear and stuff. He's helping out some customers, kind of, demonstrating the like little anchor points and ropes, and just like shimmies up the rock wall and then like attaches the harness to himself and just like jumps off and ends swinging. It looks like he's made the sale. Yeah, so I think you've tell us a little bit about Right Nay Fruit.
Yep, Right Nay Fruit.
It's amazing. So you're the assistant to the regional manager.
Yeah, and you can decide how true that is or not, but he certainly believes it.
Oh no! When you said that, I was like, okay, well, you have to be like, you're going to be involved with some sort of upper management discussion at some point here.
So basically, like, I like to think as Rockgar is like trying to make the sale, he's doing like a competent job of it.
Yeah.
And Wright's just chiming in, like, at the worst time, basically. Like, the sale's already made, and he's actually actively talking them out of it a little bit because he's so like forthcoming and so like overbearing almost.
Okay.
He can only walk, like, since he's a centaur, he has to walk forward. Like, he can't turn.
Can't walk
and he can't walk
backwards.
backwards. Yeah. He has to move forward. What else? What else about him? He doesn't understand sarcasm at all. So he speaks in just, if you say like an idiom or something, he'll take you at face value. He values hard work.
That's not good.
And he tends to be a bit of a show-off. So.
Okay.
So
What else should I say? He will do anything to get promoted. I'll also add that. It's very, very important. He's very loyal to the company, and he will do anything to get promoted.
He is 100% a company horse.
Yep.
So we can hear him coming down the aisle.
Yeah, just clop, 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 clop. Very noticeable when Wright is moving around through the store.
Yep.
Amazing. Okay, so I'll say, right, you are, keeping an eye on things as the assistant to the manager is wont to do. You see kind of the crowded and loud sounds of this entryway, right? This is where all the people come in. This is where the service desk and the complaints department and returns is, all that stuff is all in this area. And they also have near the statue, there's a little stage, maybe they do band performances at some point, or they bring in celebrities to make appearances here and there.
Yep.
And you actually see a rat druid, and you know this as Whiskers. So there is this rat folk druid who is looks like he's preparing the stage for some sort of an event that's going to happen later, right? He's stringing up little streamers, and they're hanging flyers and all sorts of stuff. And you immediately see the flyers being hung. It says, an appearance in person, Karagith the Cut Purse, who you would know as this famous rogue, a master, almost like a celebrity thief and swashbuckler, right? She is renowned throughout the kingdom for her many exploits, right? And much to your chagrin, she was recently promoted, sort of an outside hire. It seemed like maybe she was looking for a career change or something like that, but she is now the new celebrity general manager of the store. So the Perfect Purchase is run by Carrie for short, Karagith the Cut Purse.
So she's also the celebrity appearance, so she's starting.
Oh yeah, so that they hired her, and that probably was a big part of the hire, right? She's gonna bring in the crowds just to see this famous thief and regale people of her many exploits, right? Yeah, so you see Whiskers he waves to you and says, he's got his little rat hands kind of curled up, and it's hey, Carrie's looking for you. She wanted to see you in the back room.
Oh boy, what now?
I don't know. She seemed she seemed hot, right? She's hot, but also she seemed angry, upset.
Whiskers, try to control yourself. I understand that you mammals run a little hot, but you must control your emotions.
Wait, aren't you a mammal, or at least some part mammal? Something like that?
We're not talking about me right now, Whiskers. We're talking about you. You'll have you'll have to work hard if you want to maintain your employment here.
Yeah, I have not found that to be true at all in this company. The more underhanded and backstabbing the dealing, the better your chance at climbing the ladder. At least that's what old Whiskers McTavish believes.
Well, Whiskers,
I gotta get back to it, but she seemed pretty upset, pretty adamant that you should go talk to her.
I'll go see her presently. You as you were, sir.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Nice.
And
all right. Yeah. And he goes back to.
Away.
Yep. So there is he just said that she was waiting in the back room, which any employee of the Perfect Purchase would know. There are magical portal entryways in every department of the store that all lead to the back room dimension.
Oh, nice.
A sort of secret, pocket dimension where the administrative offices and the time clock and all that sort of nonsense is, and the break room as well.
So I'll clip-clop into one of those portals.
Yeah, absolutely. So you clip-clop through. You see, as the time and space bend around you, you're transported at 1,000,000 miles an hour through space, and you land in a very similar looking place, cheap wood paneling, very nondescript, boring gray sort of department store carpeting. It's the most boring alternate dimension in existence. Just very cheap. But you see Carrie is talking to a Yuan-Ti, who you would know as Slorn. He is the head of security. And they are having a conversation. So we will leave right, and let's the camera sort of, as you come through the portal, we'll pull back the camera, and Naz, let's get a brief description.
Oh no.
Mine is Brun Empty Quiver, a half-orc ranger who's level 2. He's carryover holiday help from last year for Blackest Friday, where
Okay.
he lost his best friend at work getting trampled to death by a horde of goblins.
Well, that's dark.
Oh my.
Okay.
I was thinking like, okay, Black Friday's coming up. How can
Yeah.
I incorporate that?
That's exactly what would happen. Like Blackest Friday is like when all the marauding hordes of the lands descend on the retail stores and just
Right.
empty them of goods. Yeah. Okay, so Brun, what was or Bron? What was the first name?
Run.
Brun Empty Quiver. Okay. Excellent. I absolutely love that. Very dark, horrible origin story. Perfect. So Brun, you said level 2, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you know enough about the workings of the. And sorry, Shawnee, you were level 5, right?
I actually decided to go level 3.
Okay. So you definitely have some room for improvement then. Aspirations for management, but
Mm-hmm. He's
you're not
working
like
on
you're not a lifer yet.
Not yet.
Okay, so Brun, you've learned you kind of learned the ropes here. Like, you've done you've done a stint in a lot of the departments, right? Like stocking shelves over in the castle and garden department. You have probably worked festival supply, like shoveling, hefting kegs of ale around. You've probably waited tables at Mordencanonville. You've done everything, right?
Yeah.
So today, I'll say you find yourself helping out Mordo. So Mordo the Malevolent is the apothecary who runs the apothecary services department.
What's his name?
Mordo the Malevolent.
Mordo the Malevolent. I love
Yes. So you kind of are running the counter, right? And there is a big production. Like Mordo is this sort of like long, flowy black robes. He has like bone jewelry. Lots of evil-looking skull rings and
My poor dude's
just
in the
this
wrong
like
business.
very almost like embers or mist kind of drifting off of him. He just looks like a
I'm
scary.
making a more
creepy
emo
dude.
Severus Snape from Harry Potter.
Yeah. So you see, like there's like a group
He's a
of
Death
like.
Eater.
Oh yeah, he looks like so evil and horrible. So you see him like he's at this. There's this large like black cauldron sort of set up in the center of the apothecary, and he's got like a giant oar or a big paddle, just kind of stirring it slowly, and he's like making a little incantation. And there's these small like elf and halfling children. None of them can be older than like 10 years old. Just very young kids, kind of just standing around the rim of the pot, like with their hands on the edge, eyes wide as he like he's dumping like all sorts of strange ingredients into it, like some toadstool mushrooms go in, and they're like, ooh, and the cauldron kind of bubbles and like green smoke comes out, and he's like, and now we'll add the live frogs, and he just pulls out like a jar and dumps, and the frogs like go into the thing, and it steams and bubbles. And he kind of motions to you, and you know the drill at this point, right? You know that this is all theater, and that the whole point of the apothecary shop is more about the theater than the actual goods that they're buying. So, he motions, and you at the counter have been collecting their order, which was just 3 regular potions of healing, 1 for each of the children. And so he's like ready for the little sleight of hand thing. So he motions to you, like, bring it up. And the
I
little
make
kids
my way over and just subtly hand it to him from behind, just like, oh god, I can't believe I'm working with him today.
Yeah, and he's loving it. Like I don't know if you love it, but he is like sold. He's totally in the part. And he kind of does a little switcheroo, and he produces like these little flasks. It looks like green, like effervescent liquid boiling inside. He quick like dumps a little bit of the healing potion in each jar and hands them out and says, "Now, children, if in the first you drink of these potions, you may be healed, but you may die." Ooh, and the cauldron like bursts out this huge cloud of steam and smoke, and the kids like eyes go big. They take their potions, they run out of the shop. And Mordo kind of turns to you. He takes his hood down, and he's just like a ghoul. Like he is a pale-faced, animated corpse. And he just kind of turns to you, chuckling, and just says, gosh, I love kids. They're great. Hey, Brun. Hey, thanks a lot, man. I know this isn't exactly your department, but I appreciate you covering for us, you know? I mean, I know we don't do, as far as the ledger would say, we don't do the most business here in apothecary services, but I really think I think it's the best department. I've got to say. In all the perfect purchase, we're number one.
I'm loving this department now. I love Mordo.
He's a fucking ghoul. It's amazing.
Yeah, just the ghoul. And I'll be sure to put in a good word for you with Carrie next time performance reviews come around. Like I know, listen, I know you were just like seasonal work, but I think you could really make a career out of this. And I'm not just saying that. Yeah, so you guys kind of have this little back and forth, and you hear there's like a little floating crystal kind of in the center of the room, mounted into the ceiling, and you see the crystal like lights up, and you hear like a message spell come out and sort of enter the space of the room. There's like a sort of a crystal-based PA system, and so you hear the sort of exaggerated slithery voice of Slorn, who you know is the chief of security and the head of loss prevention. And he says, I'm sorry to disturb you, but Brun, if you could make your way to loss prevention immediately, we have a special assignment. And the crystal light fades out. Oh, well, I mean, that sounds serious. You better get a move on.
I say my goodbyes to Mordo, and I'll make my way over to loss prevention. Curious what they have in mind for me.
Hey, take it. Don't worry about it, kid. I'm, there's been a lot of stuff going wrong, going missing, right? It's, I wouldn't say loss prevention is doing their job, so maybe they're just looking for some extra help. But I mean, this could really be an opportunity to, really distinguish yourself if you're looking for advancement. Think about what I said. I think I think you've got a future here, kid.
Oh, I will, Mordo, and I'll see you later today.
All right, buddy. Hey, take it easy. You see, there's like a couple of little kobolds have kind of peeked around the door, and they're looking in. And he's like, "Ooh, enter if you dare, the lair of Mordo." So you step through the portal, and you see the large like centaur horse back end of Right, kind of waiting there. He's just stepped through the portal, and you see the general manager, Carrie, and you see the Slorn, the chief of security, kind of sitting there having a conversation. Yeah, so we will pull the camera back. And Robbie, what have you got in store for us?
Marley, the dream druid satyr. That is a huge stoner, but he realized he could get high off catnip if he turns into a cat first.
Yeah,
so
perfect.
How he got hired was he was just hanging out in the pet store and someone mistook him as an employee, and he just never left because, yeah, catnip.
Incredible. Yes, so... yeah, you absolutely, your main sort of location is the pet store. It seems like No one has really gotten wise to sort of what you're doing, and it doesn't cost a lot in terms of supplies, right? You can take plenty of breaks, get high as much as you want, and it's the pet store, right? So it's the work the creatures sell themselves, and the customers are pretty happy. Like, you're a pretty laid back, easygoing guy. Yeah, so we kind of pull the camera back to near the back of the store. This is over just adjacent to sort of the outdoor section, right? Like the statuary and tombstones,
there.
the sculpture division, basically, the castle and garden, and then the outdoor section where there's like the livery and cart repair. But within the halls of the pet store, right, it's kind of lined with these shelves, and they're filled with cages and tanks. Some of them like larger pens, maybe, that are set up on the floor of the section. But they're all filled with like an array of strange and wonderful creatures. And from working here long enough, you know that if you have to like wild shape, right? There's like a magic dampening field that protects the pet department, specifically because there are so many of these magical creatures that can be quite dangerous if you don't have like some sort of a suppression of their natural abilities. So there's like all kinds of creatures that normally would be like super dangerous, but you can house them all here and sell like little specially made cages and aquariums so that they can all be transported out safely. So there's like mephits of different variety. There's even like some strange like underdark creatures. There's like a couple cages where it's just like the little like walking hands of crawling claws in them. You even have a couple of intellect devourers, right? Little brain creatures just waiting to suck the mind out of their victims. But here in the pet department, like, it's all is good. All the natural malevolent abilities of these creatures are sort of pacified by this magical field. So you can reach in there, give that intellect devourer a little scritch behind the ears. Like, everything's great.
Right on the old brain.
Yeah, exactly.
On the exposed brain.
Right in the medulla. Perfect. So you see there's sort of a orc duo, right? The Beastmaster and Beastmistress, the two orcs that sort of are the floor managers of the pet department. And their names are Ons and Jans. And Ons, who's the male orc, walks over to you and says, he says, Molly, I was just speaking to Carrie, and she said that you were needed in loss prevention. I do not think you should keep her waiting.
Alright, sure. That sounds fine.
Does it sound fine? Are you in some kind of trouble?
I mean, it's hard to tell with your accent if it's fine. I think it's fine. Do you need a
Why are
gummy
you
bear? I have a gummy bear. Do you want it?
Molly, did they catch you in the catnip?
Not today. I mean, I don't think.
But they have caught you. This is very bad. You're my number one favorite employee. And you hear from across the room, like, Jans is like, now listen, Hans. I thought I was your favorite. They have the same voice, even though she is the female. So, Hans kind of wishes you well and just says, good luck, my friend. Here's hoping that you're not terminated. And he kind of steps aside, like giving you a clear shot to the portal to the back room.
Alright, I'll go through the portal.
Yeah, so you use that same like stretching of time and space, kind of sucks your consciousness into the break room dimension, and you see, you've been around, you've seen these guys before. What level is Marley?
2.
Level 2. Okay, so you've got a fair amount of experience here. You've seen Brun around. Brun, kind of seasonal employee, but now floating, and recently reassigned to apothecaries. And then Wright, who is, you don't really know like what the org chart is, but like you think Wright might be your boss or something like that. He always seems to act like he is, at least. So it seems like all of you kind of arrive transported from your various departments at the same moment, and you have a moment to like collect yourselves and get acquainted if you want before Carrie and our security chief finish their conversation.
Naz, what race are you
Feel it
again?
out.
Half orc.
Half orc. What are you? Half orc. What?
Ranger.
Ranger. And Robbie, you're a stoner cat druid. But what's your race?
No,
Human.
Satyr,
Satyr.
Yeah.
dream druid. So yeah. Are you guys thirsty? I'm thirsty. Like, yeah. You see him pull a pitcher out of his bag and create water to fill it and start making Kool-Aid because he's thirsty. And yeah.
It was Bert Kreischer. Tries to get
Maybe.
down. He tries to get down a gallon or two.
Yeah. Incredible.
Temp, what are you still doing here?
Money's good, and I really don't want to work anywhere else, to be fair.
Ugh, I hate when we hire temps.
Wait, we get paid for working here? I thought we were just hanging out. God damn it.
This is a
That's
place
hor-
of business. This is not a place of socializing.
That's horrible. That like they're just exploiting Marley for
Right.
free labor.
He's just happy hanging out in the pet store,
Yeah,
rolling around with the kittens when no one's looking. Like,
it's pretty chill. I mean, that puts a really like a really sinister bent on our works, the ons and yons. So great.
I figured he was there just so often that they're like, fuck it, just give him a name tag.
Yeah, perfect.
Have you
Great.
gone to orientation? Do we need to set you up? We can get your paperwork done. I'll talk to Karagus here on your behalf. If you're a good employee, who do you work for? What department are you in?
I mean, animals, I guess? I work for everyone, yeah. We just all need to chill and relax and have some Kool-Aid, like...
No thanks. I bring my own water to work, which is a real shame because I hear a lot of gossip occurs at the water cooler.
Yeah,
Puts me at quite a disadvantage.
it's definitely a there's like a little water cooler section like in the back room dimension. 100%. I'll say part of your reason you have had to bring your own, like, it's in this little narrow cubbyway.
Right.
You can't go in there and then there's no way to get out. Amazing. So great. So the Carrie kind of motions you guys over, and you see like Slorn is there. There's this like sleepy old bloodhound kind of lazing about around his feet, who you would know as Mr. Tubbs, who is his sort of ranger animal companion. So Chief Slorn Ironscale, this Yuan-Ti, kind of addresses you and says, well, look who it is. You fellas been reassigned to me specifically.
Reassigned? Carrie, what is the meaning of this?
Carrie just kind of steps in front of him and is just like, all right, listen, all right, that's enough. You're just, I don't know, you're a bit much, Slorn. Like, you're here, you need to take it down to, like, down here. Slorn's like, all right, miss you.
She knows what's up. Everyone just needs to relax.
So Carrie just kind of matter-of-factly, she turns to face all of you. She's eating, like, some nuts just out of a pouch, just, like, real laid back and real chill, and just says, listen, you all, folks, we've been having a terrible problem with shoplifting. So you're all reassigned to loss prevention, effective immediately. And Slorn.
Oh, this sounds great. As a volunteer on the sheriff's deputy, I've been doing surveillance for years.
Yeah, exactly.
One time I suspected an ex-girlfriend of mine cheating on me, so I tailed her for 6 days straight. It turns out she was, with a couple of guys, actually. So, mystery solved.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
I just look at him when he's going off on that story. I'm like, that sucks for you, my man.
Yeah, so she just says, listen, I got a lot of things to take care of today, so I'm gonna leave you with Slorn. He's gonna give you kind of the rundown, but I'll check in on your progress and see if you found anything out.
Carrie, these hooves will not let you down. We shall find the perpetrator that are stealing from this company, and I shall grind them to dust under my hooves.
Right, your competence, your care and attention to detail, your skill, is one of the reasons I handpicked you to lead this special task force.
Yes.
So don't let me down. And she kind of pivots and walks away back into looks like her office or something back there.
Wright can't turn around, so he just turns his head and there's a big grin on his face, but he can't turn.
Yeah. It's like a snake neck.
Yep.
Yeah.
My hooves don't do that. Is that going to be an issue? Like,
most hooves don't have the power of these hooves, young man. But don't worry, you'll grow into those hooves one day. Just like when a youngling's balls drop, your hooves will also drop one day with great vengeance.
That's great.
I'm just over here looking at my feet like, I'm so glad I've got toes.
All right. Well, if you fellas are done talking about your balls and whatnot, listen. Y'all been around the block here. None of you are, greenhorns, that kind of thing. There's been a lot of problems here. Y'all know there's always been problems with shoplifting, vagrancy, miscreants, that sort of thing.
Yes, teenagers.
It's mostly the teenagers, if we're honest. It's the teenagers and the kobolds. Any age of kobold, they don't live very long, so they never. They're the part of their brain that controls their impulses. It never really develops before they die. So the kobolds they come in and wreck up the place. I can't stand them. Sorry, don't get me started on the kobold. Anyway, listen, we've always had a little trouble with shoplifting. I mean, any purveyor of fine goods and services will have that sort of thing. But recently, the department ledgers have been coming up short in a couple of places too, and there've been a few larger, bigger ticket items been stolen, if you catch my meaning. So some rare spell books, arcane tomes, magical crystals, a magic wand, all kinds of premium merchandise. So, I gotta say, to my great shame and to Mr. Tubbs' great shame, and he looks down and Mr. Tubbs is like laid across his feet and has fallen asleep. Mr. Tubbs ain't much for tracking anymore these days, and so we felt it best that some fresh meat, some new recruits in loss prevention would be just the ticket to sort of unraveling this mystery. So if y'all are up for the challenge of, I think the first place is that last night there was apparently a break-in, or they didn't notice it till the morning, but tomes, ledgers, and scrolls seems some really valuable stuff went missing. So if you're gonna start somewhere, I'd set you off on that direction. But as duly appointed deputies of the Loss Prevention Department, I hereby authorize you to employ deadly force to resolve this matter in whatever means you see fit. And this as a special counsel, special commission, you answer only to me. So if you need to kill any employees of this store, you go right ahead and do that. And Carrie comes out of her office, come back and says, absolutely do not do that. Do not kill any of my employees. Do not kill them. This is not, no. This is...
Carrie, I must say, he's making a wise decision here, allowing us to exercise our might. But I must say, the security here is very, very leaves much wanting, and I will absolutely do my best to make sure that the security here is shored up. And he'll pull out like a shovel just out of nowhere that he's been hiding, like a dusty shovel.
Yeah.
He'll be like, see, I've had this deadly weapon on me the whole time, and security did not take it from me. Can you imagine if I was deranged?
As it's going on, I take a good step towards Ty's guy. She's like, I feel safer near the satyr.
Marley's sitting next to the dog, petting him, and like, oh, do we have to do that now, or?
Mr. Tubbs kind of licks your hand. He's very slobbery old dog. He kind of cracks one eye open and goes back to sleep. Yeah, Carrie says, yeah, the security around here, I gotta say. I mean, I'm as a famous, procurer of hard-to-reach and interesting curios of various types. It's certainly not the most well-protected place, if you catch my meaning. Why? Yes, I can recall, and she kind of launches into this, some tale of adventure. Like you've probably heard this a million times. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've broken into the vault of moderate mysteriousness, and there was an entire legion of security guards on my trail, and I was able to evade them all with just a little well-placed dust of disappearance.
Ken, pay attention. This is important. Your boss is speaking.
Oh,
you guys want some cookies? I got some cookies. Like, no.
Plenty of time for that later.
Cookies.
Anyway, as I said, don't kill anyone. Please, certainly not employees, and also not customers. And she turns away. And Sloane's like, all right, well, you do what you gotta do. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you to it.
I would not worry. I come from a long line of fighters. In fact, my father fought high blood pressure and obesity all of his life.
Incredible.
I just get the image of an overweight centaur now.
It's like a very dad centaur, like.
Right.
Yeah, it's great.
Hey, it was a different kind of fight, but an important one nonetheless.
Yeah. It's, high blood pressure is the #1 killer of centaur.
Right.
Stairs
excellent.
Are made for centaurs.
Yeah. So I mean, Slorn, he kind of gathers up Mr. Tubbs. He kind of shuffles him back into his office, like, keep me appraised of any developments that you might find, but I'm gonna keep an eye on the, eye in the sky, as it were. I'll keep surveilling the premises. I'll let you know if I see anything.
So as soon as he walks out of eyeshot, Wright will pull out a map of, like, the map that you have. He'll have hand-drawn that. Like, he just has that map.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
like,
perfect.
Yeah. And he'll circle tomes and ledgers and scrolls, and he'll say, okay, so we're on our way here. Oh, we lost Naz.
Oh, no.
He's
Marley,
back.
like, peeks over at the map and goes, you don't have a lot of friends, do you? Like,
Why? What have you heard?
I mean, making a map where you work seems fun.
Between my job and my apple farm, I don't have time for socializing.
Well, Naz is dead.
Ah, yes. I have heard that networking is the key to advancement in these companies. Perhaps I should try that.
Yes, we
Very
definitely
good
should
temp.
have more parties. I don't know how that'll help us catch the thieves, but we should have a party.
Yes, we should stay focused. Stay focused. So, Slorn wants us to go to tomes, ledgers, and scrolls. That's obviously a misdirection. I say we go to the castle and the garden. I believe that's where we should begin our search. Sloan doesn't know what he's talking about. Temp! Doobie Man, follow me! And he'll confidently stride over to the portal or whatever.
Okay, so you go into Castle and Garden.
That's where Wright's headed there. He just
Oh,
he just hides
perfect.
it.
I'm just
Yeah.
following to do. Think it's something to do. Like,
In
How does the portal do the thing? Like, do we show up like right in the castle in the garden, or?
so there's so the way it works is a portal to the break room dimension, in each
And then
of
it
the
can go anywhere
departments.
else.
But then the whole walls, the whole border of this room is lined with all the portals that go to the various places in the store. So like they're each labeled, like this one goes here, this one goes here. So you just select the portal that you need to and just hop right through, and boom, you're out in the correct place.
if I stick
Yeah, we're-
my face just through the portal, is my face just in that department, and then I can pull it back, or?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Alright.
It's just like
I don't know
a
how my
two-way
satyr is
door.
gonna use that, but like, yeah.
You might get like motion sick if you do that too many times, like because it's like each as soon as your brain goes through, it transports your consciousness, and so like it's a little jarring, and if you go back and forth a bunch, like you'll probably throw up. But yeah, you guys all follow right?
Or
I'm
do you
assuming?
think? Or do you think like gems and jewelry? Like, where do we think the big ticket items would be? Like, what's the most expensive part of this store? That's
Oh,
where
yeah.
Wright would go probably. Would it be like gems and jewelry?
It's probably a toss-up between gems and jewelry. The tomes department does have some really expensive stuff, but they also have like it's every written thing there, right? So it's like wizard spellbooks of great value and rarity, and like super high-level magic scrolls, but also like periodicals and like fantasy-themed smut, that kind of stuff. So like
Nice.
it's all
Good
it's all
department
there.
store stuff.
So certainly some rare gems there. Spell Components has some expensive stuff too, but most of the really expensive stuff is actually kept in gems and jewelry, right?
That's
If you
where we're
need
going.
if you need a super expensive gem, or like the jeweled bowl for a hero's feast, you go see gems and jewelry for sure.
And it's adjacent to tomes, ledgers, and scrolls, so that just confirms
Oh yeah,
in
it's
right side
it's
that's where we want to go.
like the beautiful mind, like the connections are being formed in Wright's head already.
Yep.
Yeah, you're on the hunt. Great. So you emerge through the portal, and you come out into the large department of spell components, and the gems and jewelry counter is kind of off to the side in the back of the room. You see just like rows of vials and jars, paper parcels tied with string, and within each of the vials and packages, there's like some new, rare thing, right? Like, oh, it's dried mushrooms over here, and it's, a pinch of sulfur over here, and like, so there'll be powdered reagents of different types, just wall to wall, different materials in spell components. And then you see over at there's like this long, kind of glass counter, right? Gems and expensive looking bracelets and some dinnerware, like some cups and bowls and things like that. But just a cornucopia of expensive looking things behind the counter. And you see there's a little gnome, a female gnome with like pink hair, very like Warcraft, two like ponytail
Oh
Yeah,
god.
the
ends,
pom-poms.
like, kind of sticking out, with pom poms on the end. And you know this as Spitz. This is Spitz Sparkle Sprocket, the gnome jewelry counter operator. And she runs over to you. And when I say runs, she actually like is unable to move like a normal walking pace. She just kind of bounces as she walks, like just bouncing through the air over to her. And she just says, "Oh, hey, Ray, how's it going? Oh, look, Brun and Marley, you're all here too. Oh, it's just wonderful to see you guys. Well, hey, what brings you to the jewelry counter?
Spits.
You guys don't need spell components, do you? That's not really my thing, but yeah, well, hey, What's up? What's up,
Spitz,
right?
we're on a top secret mission. I say it is secret.
Yeah, she kind of hunches down a little
Yeah.
bit, like, but you see, like, she's just kind of like, leaning one foot to the other, just like very slightly bouncing, like she cannot stand still. What's a secret? What are you? Top secret? What's going on?
Well, I could tell you, but then I would have to kill you.
Oh, don't do that.
She said we couldn't kill people.
Who said? What are you? Hey, what are you guys talking about?
Keep focused, Spitz. Is there anything suspicious going on here?
What do you mean suspicious?
Have you had any customers?
'Cause there's always. I think we do the most business of any department in the store. But if I'm honest, mostly we sell, and you see, like, behind the jewelry counter, there are, like, behind this iron cage, like, rows and rows of 300 gold diamonds. Just, like, hundreds of them. It's like, yeah, it's mostly the Revivify diamonds, actually.
I know my training, Spitz. We're supposed to sell a Revivify diamond with every purchase. I understand.
We make just a criminal amount of money on these. It's actually ridiculous. But I guess there have been some problems with the ledgers, and I don't exactly understand what's happening. I think I do a pretty good job of keeping the books. I try to make sure they're always well balanced. I try to make sure that everything adds up, that all the columns match, and that everything's in order. But they keep saying that my take is short, and I can't understand how that's possible. I put I put the money in the cash box. I take the cash box to the counting room, and I leave it, and they sign it off, and it's always been fine. But then they keep saying that I'm short, and I don't get it.
Who is they?
The counting room. You don't want
Is that in the?
It's
that
in
the
the.
break room?
It's in the. It's like, yeah, back in the administration offices, right?
Very interesting, Spitz.
You don't. Wait, you've never been in the counting room, have you? It's kind of a scary place.
Well, what's so scary about it?
Well, it's like, how there's like a dragon horde, right? Like, it's like that, but it's like a company horde. But there is actually also a dragon in the company horde. What I'm trying to say is our chief accountant is a dragon.
I mean,
Well, of course I've been in the counting room. I've been in the counting room more times than you have, clearly.
Oh yeah. Well, great. So you know what's up.
we should take the mushrooms to interrogate him.
Take
The mushrooms.
I don't want to interrogate a dragon.
I don't think. Listen, I'm a pretty easygoing gal. Maybe the most easygoing. I'm always like happy and sparkly. The like Bezos is like the exact opposite of that. He's the worst. You don't want to mess with it. Like, I don't even want to go in there. I just kind of throw the money in the room and I run away.
Well, Spitz, is there anything else strange going on besides the counting and the take? We'll go talk to this dragon and get his side of the story, but you should be forthcoming with me, because as you know, as the assistant to the assistant regional manager, one day this store will be mine.
One day the store will be mine. Yes. Let me think.
Help me help you, Spitz.
Let me think. I don't know. I don't think we've had a.
Have there been any big items that have come in lately?
We keep all the gem, like all the really expensive stuff is all locked up, right? Like the only one with the manager's key is me, the floor manager, and whoever the assistant is today. And so the two of us, like, we have to turn the keys in at the end of the day. Like, it's all pretty tightly controlled, and they do the inventory. They see like what's gone missing. I don't know that any of it's been stolen. I think the money's being stolen. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think Bezos would let that happen. But I think in spell components, though, I think like there's been maybe higher than average shoplifting. Like a bunch of the shelves were cleared out the other day. Like some of the more, they're not expensive enough to lock them up, but like the pearls and the less precious gems, right? Like some tourmaline and topaz and all sorts of stuff. But all those shelves got kind of worked over pretty good. Like, you could go check that out, and she'll like indicate to you with this section. And indeed, there's like a section of somewhat pricey spell components that looks like it's been picked over pretty cleanly.
Temp, Goat Boy, go investigate spell components while I take Miss Spitz's testimony.
Alright, whatever.
Yeah, it's cool.
Now let's go over and see what's going on.
Yeah, you guys kind of, give the shelves a thorough looking over. Make me an investigation check.
They are clearly shelves.
Oh yeah.
He's a dumb boy.
I'd like it to be known that Wright is writing in a tiny notebook, like everything that she says. Like,
Okay.
I
it's
got
way too small.
a natural 20 that got bumped down to an 18 because he's dumb.
Because you're. Hey, this is a fun
Just a
game.
proof.
So natural 20 is
Proof.
the greatest success you can have.
Listen, I got a 14, so it's not awful.
Yeah. So I think, Brun, you kind of poke around. You see, like, yeah, it looks like in your estimation, the stuff that was taken is all like medium value, but small and easy to carry, right? So like, if you were to try to knock over this spell components department and just shovel into a bag or something, like the most stuff that you could in a few seconds, like you would clear out this shelf. That seems to what has happened to you. You, Marley, with a natural 20, you reach that same conclusion, right? This was just like a quick, somebody shoplifted, nothing much to it. And then you catch some traces of, it looks like wood or wood shavings or something. Little fragments of, maybe branches or shell fragments or something like of a nut. But it's like just a few little flecks of that have been neglected or kicked under the shelf.
I'll taste it.
You'll taste it?
Yeah.
You're pretty sure, I think with your sort of innate natural knowledge as a druid and a beautiful nat 20, you're pretty sure that's like tree nuts, like walnut, pistachio, something like that. Nuts. Yeah, but that seems to be the only sort of clues that you see. I will say with the natural 20 also, you note that like the security crystal in this area is kind of poorly positioned, right? The shelves are just such that this spot is sort of out of view of the security crystal on the ceiling. So it would be the perfect kind of place to grab stuff without being spotted by the crystal.
Does it look like the crystal is moved, or was it just like a gap in the...
No, it's like each of the, and like you guys would know this as employees, right? Each of the rooms of the store, they have the crystals are a PA system, but it's also like in the security office, they have like a camera feed basically. It's like a scry on that department, so you can look through the security crystal and see like what's going on. But it is kind of, obscured in this spot by that shelf. So, hey, that might be something to mention to Slorn, that, like, you shouldn't put all your really expensive stuff where the cameras can't see it.
I have Spitz if there's a way to return spell components. Maybe people are getting money that way.
Return? What do you mean? Oh, I mean, like, the returns department? Yeah, I mean, that's possible. Like, we don't, as store policy, like, we don't give them gold pieces, but we give them store credit for sure. Honestly, I think they just kind of consider it a write-off. Like, there's a certain amount of loss each year, and if some of that turns into store credit, and then the people end up spending more, it's the same as like selling gift cards. Like, the same kind of idea, right? We have the perfect purchase, platinum card. That's the triple P. That's what we sell. So it's the same deal, right? Like, if they spend 100 platinum pieces on the card, well, like maybe they spend 200 platinum pieces in the store the next time they come in. Like it's basically just a way to print money.
Yes, Spitz. We all went to orientation.
Yeah. Well,
They told us this story at orientation.
There's a reason why they tell you that story. It's gold. It's a gold mine. Anyway, if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm gonna get back to work.
Yes, you should do that.
Okay. Let me know if you need any more help. And she walks away, hopping as she moves.
I'm
just
taking one of these mushrooms to investigate it.
Bouncing. Yeah, I mean, in the components department, there are probably 100 different species of mushroom, right? There's like poisonous death caps, all the way to like the nice little button white mushrooms that you would put in a stew. So if you want to take one of the psychedelics, you absolutely...
I definitely do.
Okay. So I'll say the psychedelics and the mushrooms, that's probably a pretty high theft item. So we'll say it's the security crystal has a pretty clear view of you. Make a sleight of hand check to just snatch one.
Interrogating it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're gonna speak to it?
No. 4.
Oh yeah. You see the crystal like turns red. And you kind of grab the thing, and you hear like Slorn. It just comes over the PA, and it's like,
I slowly
Hey!
put it back. Like, damn it.
"Hey, feller, you listen up, Marley. You ain't supposed to take the mushrooms. That's not part of this investigation." You put the mushroom back. Yeah. So what do you guys want to do?
What? Should we go talk to the dragon?
I'm feeling let's go talk to returns, see if they're getting an abnormal amount of returns back, because they could be selling the items on the black market.
That's an interesting
The
idea.
high value ones.
Oh, look at the temp. He thinks he knows. He has a good idea. All right, temp. I'll humor you. Let's go see this returns department.
Yeah. Well, so I'll say like, right, you're probably a little salty just because like the assistant to the manager works the returns desk a lot. Like you end up having to you need a manager level person at the desk because the people are constantly asking for the manager, right? Like it's
often
always a thing. So you might as well just have a manager working the desk so that you can just be like, "Listen, I am the manager." Okay, so you guys want to go back to the returns desk, back to the outfitters, and the whole big production in the entryway.
Does it have like a really crappy employee fridge in there? Like
in the break room, the break dimension, there's absolutely a bag of holding that has like an ice dimension attached to it that you can keep your employee lunch and stuff in. So if you want to stop through, right, like the portal doors will take you back to the back room, as it's called. But you can also just walk through the store, right? That's totally either way. It's fine.
I mean, I'm good with whatever. Like, lunch would be nice, but like either way, like.
You can eat when you're dead. Let's go.
Okay. So right, you can take charge of the situation. Head off to the front of the store again. You're very familiar with this area. It'll be kind of off to the left side of the outfitters and adventuring supplies. Just between that and the dungeon improvement department, there is the returns desk, customer service and returns. So you're well acquainted with this. Yeah, you kind of mosey up to the desk. You see who's manning the desk right now. Zephne. There's an elf named Zephne who is manning returns, and she's like, "Oh my god, right? Thank you." And you see there's like there's this tabaxi, right? This kind of tall, lanky, almost like tiger-colored, like striped orange cat.
Oh no.
Who has just like an armload of stuff and like scrolls and scrolls, all these different receipt scrolls, and it looks like they're working through some some disagreement, right? So she's like, "Oh my gosh, can you take care of this guy? I've just had enough. Like, my break was 2 hours ago, and I'm still talking to this person." And you see this tabaxi who has like his whiskers are kind of like waxed and styled into like a curly mustache kind of hairstyle. He just kind of looks at you impatiently.
Zephany, we've talked about this before. You must be more committed to your duties. I will train you, but you cannot get lunch until after we've dealt with this fine gentleman.
Can the two
Sir,
of us get lunch while you do this? Like,
well, of course
I'll
not.
just
You
eat
must
here.
you must be working.
Are you saying I have to like stay here and? All right, whatever.
Yes, sir. What can we do? Well, welcome to Perfect Purchase. What can we do for you here today?
Yes, I have been, as I've explained to your associate here, I've been attempting to make, correct what I see as an error on this receipt. I am, perhaps a bit of background about myself. I am a libertabaxian, and I believe that taxation is theft, and so you have charged me not only a state tax, but also a kingdom tax on this receipt, and I wish to voice my great displeasure at this arrangement. If you wish to pay the taxes to the kingdom, that is your business. You should not pass those taxes on to me, the customer. And so I demand they be refunded.
Well, here at Perfect Purchase, we are very interested in hearing what our customers have to say. Your feedback is registered, sir, and we shall get a response back to you within 8 to 12 days. Thank you very much. We appreciate your answer.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, this is going to be horrible. Oh my god, this is -2. Oh, a 5 all day.
Now see here, I refuse to leave until each of my complaints has been addressed, and they are numerous. He just like refuses to budge. Like, I gotta get my refund, bro.
I'm gonna try my luck at it. I come over and I just ask him, "Do you live in the kingdom currently?"
What? I'm not sure what you
Do
what
you
you're getting at
reside
in
within the
with
borders
this
of the
line of
kingdom we are in
inquiry,
right now?
but a spirited debate is possibly my favorite thing in the world to do as a
Oh, Jesus.
libertamaxian. So,
No, I'm asking, do you live in the kingdom we are currently residing in?
yes, given I do live within the boundaries of the kingdom. However, if you believe in the concept of personal property as an absolute right, then the kingdom should have no right to levy taxes upon a private citizen who is fully self-sufficient, which I am.
No, we're not taxing your property. We're taxing you for shopping at a store that resides in the kingdom.
Aha, but
Do
as
you-
I said, the store, you are welcome to pay the taxes to the kingdom. I'm under no such compulsion to do that. So once again,
I mean, if you want to take your business outside of the kingdom, feel free, but I feel like that's a bit of a walk. So do you want to pay the taxes or leave the store and not get your money back?
make a persuasion check or intimidation. I guess.
Intimidation?
Yeah, either one.
Oh, I'm making intimidation because I get a bonus to that.
Marley's fascinated, but also eating a bowl of cereal that you have no idea where he got it from.
Just like he just has like corn pops somehow. Fantasy.
Like
corn,
he pulls it
lucky
out of his pockets.
Yeah. Oh, that's
His
great.
bag of holding's a messenger bag. Just
I got a 13.
Let me see. That might be good enough. Let's make a roll. Oh no, yeah, that's bad. That's an 8. Your argument is interesting, certainly. So you're suggesting that, and he goes off, kind of like, just like starts pontificating about. Yeah, I guess it does make sense that I maybe some things it would make sense to pay taxes. You know, I use the transit system just like everyone else. He seems to have sort of calmed down. It's like, oh, very well. I have other things to do, so I shall bid you all a good morrow. And then gives a little bow. Tail kind of swishes up behind him, and he collects his parcels and scrolls and leaves. And Zephany's just like, oh my god, thank you so much. Those liver tabaxians, you cannot talk to them. They are just the worst.
Have you tried catnip? Calm them right down.
In my experience, that makes them go insane, not calm them down. I think you need, like, cat tranquilizer or something. Anyway, and yeah, she kind of looks back to the group of you. Did you guys need something, or what's up?
Yes, Temp. Please explain to her your thoughts.
So apparently, a good amount of product has been going missing from the other departments. Have you been receiving any additional returns lately? Anything out of the normal?
Yeah, she kind of thumbs through a couple of ledgers. She pulls out a couple different things. Huh. I mean, it doesn't... No more than usual, I would say. I don't think we've seen a higher volume of merchandise coming back. Why, is this about the increase in shoplifting?
I guess spell components. We're saying if any were returned here.
No, I mean we've kind of been suspecting that maybe that was an avenue. We've been keeping an eye out. I haven't, not that I've seen anyway. I'll check in. She kind of takes a few minutes, like thumbing through the ledgers, and just like eventually just I don't. This is interesting. You know, we do keep some of the department ledgers up here at customer service, right? I collect some of them and I send them over to Bezos, like at the end of the day. There's an interesting discrepancy here. She kind of shows you, like, there's a couple of departments. It looks like the high volume or high profit departments, right? Like gems and jewelry, tomes, ledgers, pets. Interestingly. Adventuring supplies, like a couple different ones. It seems like the take amounts and the ledger amounts that they've produced don't line up.
Well, who fills out the ledgers?
Yeah, what does that tell you? The floor managers fill out the... they do the bookkeeping, but a member of the senior staff would be the one to balance the ledgers.
It's an inside job. We should have a party, and then we can figure it out.
What is it? I mean, listen, Marley, I haven't known you that long, but like, what is it with you and parties, dude? Like, you gotta do that on your shit on your own time.
I mean, I'm getting paid in like cat litter and catnip and everything. Yeah. Also, it's just yeah.
Are you not? If you're not an employee, like, you probably shouldn't be looking at these confidential documents. She kind of like slides them down the counter so Ray can see them, and she kind of stands in between.
Don't
Marley
worry,
and Ray.
Zephany, I'm training the boy. There is much that he needs to learn. He needs to learn hard work and purpose. And he needs to learn not to eat mushrooms off shelves.
I don't know that I get. Is that some sort of a joke? I don't know. It's fine. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah, she kind of packs up. You see, like, there's this half orc who's look, he's like putting on his like little employee vest, hustling over. I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay, Og is finally here. So I'm going on break. And she turns to Brun, is like, Brun, I need to talk to you later. There's a party this weekend, and you need to be there.
Oh, I'll catch you on my way out then later today.
All right.
Yes, a networking event.
Yeah,
Perhaps
and
I should attend as well.
Yeah, Marley, you're absolutely welcome to come. It's always a good time. She looks at Wright and is like, Wright, have a nice day, and leaves.
Don't worry, I'll get the directions from you later.
That's rough, buddy. Do you want a good berry?
Oh gosh.
Here, have a good berry. I'll make you feel better.
Oh no, I only eat apples. I'm on a steady diet of apples.
Checks out.
But this ledger. I always knew that something about the management was crooked. Yes. My ascension to the throne will be much quicker when I catch the culprit.
I'm fully anticipating someone other than him is going to get promoted by the end of this.
Marley's gonna run the store. He doesn't even work there.
I mean, if Wright gets promoted at the end of this, I'm gonna be mad.
Oh, it's never gonna happen.
Yeah, it can't
I
happen.
just want Marley to become like the general manager.
Yeah.
Okay, so who is the shift manager or the floor manager? Can we find out like who the floor manager was? The date that there was.
Yeah, I mean, make a investigation roll.
I hope someone's helping me because I suck at this.
Or history, right? Either one.
I'm good at history.
Yeah.
This is a +2 -1, so +1. 11.
Yeah, okay. I'll say like with an 11, it is not clear like who exactly was on duty at that time, like who would have written up the ledger.
Who are all the shift managers?
So
Like, who would they-
I mean, it would be like senior staff are the one who are like accumulating the ledgers and entering them, and so it's either going to be like Bezos, the accounting dragon. It's going to be one of the like senior level managers that you've already met. So like Slorn, Carrie, Whiskers. And then there's a couple of the shift managers who, like, there's Zuck the Pale, the night shift manager.
God damn it.
And then there's like the outdoor cart repair, castle improvements, moat sales, like all of that stuff is kind of its own.
So
like,
each department has like their own shift manager kind of deal.
Yeah, and a lot of times like the general manager or the assistant manager will just do like the inside store stuff. But like there's Elon is the outdoor manager. Elon the Muskie.
Of course.
Yeah.
We should check
Well-
if they're going after the blind spots on all the crystals.
The crystals?
Like the spell components. They went for a spot the crystal couldn't see. With
That's true.
walnuts or something? There were walnuts there. I think it was not one.
Yeah, like some kind of nutshell. Just like a couple little fragments that you found.
It might be an inside job. If we had a party, we could narrow it down.
This is a party. Work is a party. Every day is a party. We are in a party right now. A party of 3.
Yeah, so what do you guys want to do? I mean, you have a couple leads, right? The original department that you were going to go to, as well as pets, as well as let's see. Yeah, they said Tomes Ledgers was the place you should go. Like you checked out gems and jewelry and spell components. There's also the let's see, furnishings fulmination is pretty high on the profit list. So is pets. And they're all relatively close to each other.
Should we go talk to the dragon first, or should we go to the?
Oh, you can go back into the back room dimension and go back to the accounting office. It's all on the table. What do you guys want to do?
Well, now that we've established a motive, let us go to the scene of the crime. Let's go to tomes, ledgers, and scrolls,
Okay.
and we'll work our way. We'll work our way out.
Great.
Have we
okay.
been friends long enough for me to ride you, or is it still too soon?
That is offensive to my kind. We are not beasts of burden.
What, are you calling him fat?
Well,
You could easily carry his weight.
well, I didn't say I couldn't carry his weight. Why would you think I couldn't carry his weight? Of course I could carry his weight.
Does that mean I'm
Then
jumping
prove
on?
it.
You don't think I can carry his weight? That's it. And I'm gonna grab him and just throw him on my back and just gallop. Let's say he just galloped straight from like Dungeon Improvement, like that area to Dungeon Improvement. He galloped straight into Mordekainenville, like just in a straight line. Just books it.
I love it. Okay,
Laughing
so
my ass off all the way as I chase after them.
By the way, I have a movement speed of 50.
yeah, there's it's full lunch service time in the sort of chintzy tourist trap.
What is your
Mordenkainen-
stop speed is more important.
Yeah. So you kind of, you guys don't go in Mordenkainenville very much because it's the worst. It's drunk tourists and shoppers that go in there, and it's one of these basically it's a novelty restaurant, right? Outside there is the sort of stylized Mordenkainenville, and there is a trademark infringing 5-headed multicolored rainbow dragon on the sign out front, and you just see a bunch of people are inside having huge cocktail glasses with umbrellas and fruit stacks and all kinds of stuff, just drinking and having a great time. This huge centaur just goes barreling through the center, and you take a hard left and go up through curse removal and prevention. You see there's this sort of black-robed witch lady. Just watch where you're going. You take a detour back through apothecary services. You see Mordo is there entertaining another group, we'll say another group of little human children this time. It's doing this big show with the cauldron. So you kind of clatter to a stop on the tiled floor, and you arrive in tomes, ledgers, and scrolls. You see just racks of magazine periodicals, right? Recent scrolls of news. There's fictional stuff, historical interest, all kinds of sort of pulp periodicals and whatever's on the Faerun Times bestseller list. But then you also see there's some of the more fine things, right? There's the rack of spell scrolls sorted by level, and with some of the higher level scrolls hidden behind these lock and key bar, kind of iron bar setup, so you can't just walk off with the really super powerful magical scrolls. And then there's the stacks of tomes. There's ancient evil, there's these creepy flesh leather bound demonic looking books, all these ancient wizard chronicles and all this stuff. And it looks like a good section of these books have just been taken, right? There's a whole big empty spot. And yeah, it seems like the place maybe got cleaned out last night. So you see sort of behind the counter there, his feet propped up. He's wearing these big sort of folded over knee-high boots. He's got the classic adventurer silk shirt with the big poofy sleeves. and this just slicked back hair, jet black. You recognize Mercury Phoenix.
Oh god.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's got like these little like frosted glass shaded spectacles on, and he's reading something behind the desk, just kind of leafing through a book. He kind of
He's a
spots
human?
you guys. He is a human, yes.
I should probably get down there, right? I mean, it's nice up here.
He spots. Yeah, so right, you're quite loud as you approach. It's impossible not to see you. He quickly stashes the thing he was reading under the counter, and he's like, "Oh, hey, right, how you doing? How you doing, brother?"
There's no time for pleasantries, Mercury.
He just he pulls out a.
Your
cone.
department is amiss. Is awry. What has happened here?
Mm.
Books are missing.
Oh, right, the break-in. Well.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
that. You idiot.
We should
Nah,
see
let's-
if it tastes the same.
None of them, all those stuffy books. Nobody buys that crap. Honestly, we do 10 times the volume, in our erotic fantasy and self-education, basically sex help books. It's mostly sex related.
Ah, well they do say sex sells.
It does, brother. It does. Let me tell you. What.
Wait a minute.
I just today I was well, never mind about that. Anyway,
Where
yeah,
are
you're welcome to take a look around. It seems like it's kind of strange. It seemed like it was a after hours kind of thing. I would he kind of leans in. Yeah, between you and me, I think there's something shady going down in the front office. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, brother? An inside job. That's what I'm talking about, brother.
Tell me more of this inside job.
Inside, I mean, the thief is inside the organization. See, that's what it means, an inside job.
Oh, I was
As
going to say,
opposed-
of course it's an inside job. The job was done here. We are indoors. Clearly,
No,
it is
as-
an inside
as
job.
opposed to, like a thief that came in from the outside. That's what it means, an inside job. Like it's
Doesn't everybody come from the
surreptitious.
outside? We don't live
Well,
here.
I mean,
I
it's in
came
a
from the
sense.
outside. Did you not?
Listen, I ain't trying to get philosophical with you, right? If you want to investigate the crime scene or not, I'm gonna go back to reading my books.
Well, you should just be more clear. Is all I'm saying.
I mean,
Your communication leaves much to be desired.
I've spent the night here. Like, it's not that bad. You
Wait,
get
what?
in with the ferrets, and it's fine. Spending the night
You-
here. You just
What the Marley? What the hell are you talking about, brother? You sleep in the store? You saying you wild shape? You transform into a little marmot? You hop in the cage? What do you shit in there? You fuck the other creatures? What the hell is wrong with you?
Hey, that wheel.
Look
is
at
a
that
lot of
face. You
fun.
do. You son of a bitch. You filthy motherfucker. You absolutely fuck those little creatures, don't you? Oh, I knew you were a filthy bastard.
Oh my god.
This turned into my favorite encounter in the store.
If you look carefully on the shelves, there's a book by old
Yeah.
thick Dick Redbrick.
Oh, yeah. If you guys don't investigate them, I'm gonna give you the list of the books at the end. Because just like you did, Shawnee, I had the best time in the world writing
It really is.
the joke book titles.
It's so good. It's so good.
Absolutely wonderful. Anyway, yeah, he goes back to the desk. Yeah, just let me know if you need anything. And he props his feet back up, and he picks back up. He's reading. It looks like a tentacly face, like a mind flayer or something on the front. And you can't quite read the title, but looks interesting.
I checked like if there's a blind spot like the other department.
Yeah, I mean, you've now gotten, I think, adept at checking out. You're keeping aware of where the camera is. It does kind of seem like maybe this department is a little better set up. So you think like if these books were taken, like it's got to be on the security crystal footage. It has to. Like, it has to have been seen. It's got a direct line of sight to the crystal.
All right. And we know the time too. They said sometime last night, like
Yeah,
after hours or whatever.
Yeah, at least that's what. By the way, this just I love his name. This is what Mercury Phoenix told you.
Nobody named Mercury Phoenix is a good person.
No, he's a right bastard. You just hear a very soft over in the corner. He turns the page. It's like, oh yeah, oh baby.
He's just sitting there reading porn. Like,
oh yeah. I'll give you one for free, right? Like he kind of leans back a little bit, and you see the title of the book. It's called The Mound Flayer. And an Eldritch Tell-All.
Oh my god.
And I'm the one with issues going in the cave.
It's just like turns another page. Oh yeah, get it. That's right. Get it.
I'm getting snacks. Don't mind me. You guys keep going.
Oh, totally fine. Yeah. So Marley, you're 100% sure like the footage had to have picked up something here.
I got it. We have a party, and then we can check the security feeds while everyone's dancing. Yeah. And I'll keep an eye on all of them while you guys search the tapes.
You know, you have great ideas when you take out the let's have a party part. We can go to Sloan and investigate with him, right? He's the one that I'm assuming that's how you check the tapes.
Yeah, you just like
What if
the
he's
security office absolutely would have them. I mean, that would tell you something too, right? Like if he's the one, maybe the tape's not there or whatever, but they should be in Ironscale's office.
Right, that's what Ray wants to do. Ray wants to go straight to the security guard and demand to see the tapes.
Okay. So you guys just want to head back to the security office, give the tapes a once over.
Mm-hmm.
Solid plan. Yeah, you pass the, you see like, you can't help but browse a little in this area, right? It's just some classics in here. And Brun and Marley and Wright, maybe Wright wouldn't care, but Brun and Marley for sure. You see like there's like a classic romance novel with like a shirtless minotaur. The Minotaur and the Maiden, that's a big seller.
Doesn't that look kind of like right? And like I hold the cover next to him, like.
Yeah. You see, there's one called Hags and Heat, a New Coven. That one, spicy.
A New Coven.
Yeah. There's the Daylight Vampire Saga. There's a new installment of that called Blood Moon. There's actually, Marley, one of the periodicals catches your eye, and it is called See You Satyr, a fey-filled storm of hoofs and horns. And then you also pass the couple of, it's more like sex education books. There's The Joy of Succubus, A Guide to Infernal Relations, and there's an Aarakocra manual, sort of dating and sex manual called She Crows First, A Tale of Feathers and Flirtation. So you guys exit the books and the tomes, ledgers, and scrolls department, and you head back to the back room dimension. You emerge from the portal, and you actually see Carrie, who is on the way out. It looks like you almost kind of run into her, right? She's going back through toward tomes, ledgers, and scrolls, the other direction. Just like, oh hey, glad I ran into you guys. What, did you find anything out? What's the? Give me an update.
We're thinking party.
Oh my God, Marley. like, you gotta... I won't say never, because there's always the office Winter's Feast party that's here. Other than that, there are no unsanctioned parties allowed. And if you're caught, we will absolutely write you up for that.
Carrie, we've found some deeply troubling news.
What? She's like always snacking on these little nuts. She just pops another one in her mouth.
Bring it.
Yeah, what's up?
Bring it in.
Okay.
The ledgers say that the take is short. We believe that the perpetrator. We believe that this may be an inside job. Inside meaning that the person works for this organization, not that the person came from inside within here and did the crime. That was a mistake that I made earlier.
Yeah. I'm a master thief. I know what an inside job is.
Can I trade
Oh.
you a good berry for a nut? Like, I'm starved and yeah.
Oh yeah, get a little trail mix going.
Yeah, so
Yes,
here's a good
she'll-
berry, like gummy bear, for one of her nuts.
Absolutely, yeah. She'll do this little swap-roo. She kind of sniffs it and just like, whatever.
Yeah, it's a
Pop it
gummy
in her mouth.
good berry. It's fine.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, that's pretty good. Not bad, pretty good. Okay, well, so you said an inside job. Like, does that?
Yes, we are going to check the security footage now. We believe.
Okay, no, that's what I was gonna suggest, because I would assume that if somebody's making off with all this loot, that like somebody would have seen him, leaving the store with it, something like that.
Well, you would think Sloan would have checked the tapes, but he's terrible at his job.
I don't know if you know this, right? A lot of people around here are just terrible at their jobs.
I look
So-
pointedly at the two that are with me.
But I mean, that's why you're in charge. We need a person of some competence to, lift this sorry organization out of the mire, and actually get something done, get some answers. So
Of course. And these two, while spongy and weak and not useful now, under my guidance, shall become like diamonds.
He
Oh,
lets
yeah.
me ride him now? That's pretty cool.
okay, that's employee fraternization is actually pretty frowned upon. So if you are entering into a equestrian relationship, you'll need to probably talk to HR and fill out some forms.
First the ferrets, now this. Jesus Christ.
Wait, ferrets?
I mean, I was kind of hanging out with the lady
The
ferrets
boy
other
is
night.
clearly not right. He does not know what he's talking
I'm
about.
gonna pretend I did not hear that. She goes to turn away and then thinks of one more thing. You guys didn't talk to Bezos, did you?
Bezos, yes, we're going to speak with him next.
Ooh, maybe don't do that. He gets, let's say, upset if a little piece of the hoard goes missing. So, I think it's probably best to wait until you have an answer to the question rather than just upset Bezos. Unless unless dragon slaying is in your repertoire, we'll say.
So we can slay the employee then, is what you're saying, if he
Oh.
does not submit to our will.
No, I'm sorry. That was an obvious joke, and forgive me. I assumed you would have gotten a joke like that, but right,
He's
obviously,
not good with jokes.
yeah, no, obviously not. So yeah, I forget, about you and sarcasm, and it's not a thing. Do not fight an ancient golden dragon. Do not do that. Absolutely, do not do that. All right. Well, keep an eye out. Let me know. She scampers off through the portal.
Does the said nut taste like the other nut I ate earlier?
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
He's just putting nuts in his mouth everywhere he goes.
Salty and delicious. But no, you think there's
I mean,
a good
my
chance
nuts
it's
were on your back like a little while ago, so it's fine.
Yeah. You were getting a rub down earlier.
Right.
It is probably the same kind of nut. So you kind of make your way over to the security office, loss prevention. You knock on the door and you hear the sort of gruff chortle of Slorn, and it sounds like, "Hey, yeah, yeah, come on in, fellers." It sounds like you just woke him up from a nap or something. So you go in there. It's like a pile of parchment and scrolls on this desk. It's just an absolute sty in the security office. There's also like a couple of these like scrying pools set up. There's like mirrors and basins, and then there's like a receptacle for a crystal. So basically like security feed, so you can move the crystal around and get an image of what was recorded on the security crystal. And there's also a scrying pool that lets you kind of just look, like, cycle through the active crystals and look at the different departments of the store as they currently. Sorry, I think I just rested my eyes. What do you fellas? What are you looking for? You find anything out? You catch all them thieves? Catch criminals?
We are here to check the security tapes, which maybe we should have done before we started all of this, but, now we're here.
Security? Oh, you know what? I guess they do take a recorder. I never thought of that.
Idiot.
Hey, I've only been working this job for 17 years at this point. There's still, I like to say learning is a lifelong endeavor, and if I'm honest, I feel like I still have most of my learning yet in front of me, if that makes any sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so you can kind of rifle through the... it's not well organized, so everybody can make a investigation check or perception.
Try to find the tapes.
To just try to find the one that you're
Oh,
looking
I rolled a 3 minus 1. Oh yeah, that's a 2.
That's 13 on investigation.
13 will do it. It's poorly organized, but like eventually you can find it. So you they're some of them are labeled, some of them are not, but they're sort of organized by a bin for a day of the week, and then they're labeled by department. And you see there's like a wall of these crystals off to the side. It seems like there's like some sort of recording console, and they probably get taken out at the end of the day and stored in the bins. Yeah, so you put in the crystal for Tomes, Ledgers, and Scrolls for last night. And you see a whole lot of nothing. You all wait as the lovely elevator music plays in the background. It's just perfect. Just like watching these kind of distorted grayscale holograms almost appear and disappear. Slorn kind of helps you out. No, you see, you gotta, like, if you twist it this way, it kind of goes fast, and if you twist it the other way, it kind of stops and goes a little slower. So you can, if you're looking for something, so he shows you how to, like, fast forward, rewind, stop, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, eventually you see what looks like a little gnome, like a pink-haired gnome with the two, like, pom-pom pigtails. Just like very slowly sneaks to the side of the shelf, like crouches low, just deftly moves along the floor, jumps and lands up on the shelf, pulls out a sack and just loads in a bunch of the books, and then like drops back down, 3-point landing, like very quiet, and then disappears off to the side. And you see the hologram it catches just the edge of the room where the portal to the back room is, and you see the gnome like disappears into the back room portal.
We definitely should check the employees' locker room for contraband. And for the stolen stuff.
Well, I've got my shovel here. Let's start prying them open.
Why do you have a shovel again? Remind me.
He's an apple farmer. He told us earlier.
That's
Why
right.
did you have it here, though?
Why does anybody have anything?
See, centaurs don't have pockets. It's a big disadvantage to them. No pants pockets.
No pants pockets. Never thought of that. Yeah, you'd have to carry a satchel or something, or you'd just be useless all the time.
Saddlebags.
Yeah, saddlebags. Okay, okay. So you want to go into the break room, the locker room, and just start, take the bolt cutters to the locks and just start opening lockers.
I mean, you say bolt cutters, but I say shovel.
I'm turning
Yeah.
into a bloodhound and strictly looking for drugs. Yeah.
Just drugs. You're, Oh yeah, there are tons of drugs in this room.
And I keep telling him, like, hey, it's definitely this locker, and it's not, and just...
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So
Yeah,
this is.
I'm just prying them open as he points them out.
Yep, there's a ton of contraband in here, and Marley is able to point out, like, there's probably a dozen lockers in here, of the, several dozen that have some sort of illegal substance in them, and you can clean the place out. And as duly deputized members of the Loss Prevention Department, you are fully authorized to do this. Yeah, so other than stealing the drugs out of everyone's lockers, what do you guys want to do?
Is there anything else? We don't find anything else in the lockers?
In the ones with the drugs, no. Those are just probably, I would say, like, you don't find any of the any of the high-level employee lockers that have drugs in them. Certainly not Spitz, certainly not any of the upper management. Some of the very senior folks don't even have lockers in the common room. Like, they all have their own offices.
Is there a locker for Spitz?
There'll be a locker for Spitz.
And so we'd like to open that and rifle through it. Because she's the pink-haired
Okay.
gnome, right?
Yep, exactly. Spitz Sparkle Sprocket emblazoned on the locker in, like, pink swirly paint and font. There's like a little heart for over the eye.
Yep.
It's just so adorable.
I feel so bad for doing this.
You clang, break the lock off of the locker with your shovel, and it's like you open the locker and it's like wrapped inside with like pink and purple striped paper. The section of the door is like polka dots, like purple field with white polka dots. There's like a little bag, little change of clothes. You kind of rifle through it, like nothing untoward in here. Nothing that would indicate to you theft. Certainly none of the missing items.
Well, we have the proof. We should go confront her and arrest her. And put her under.
Marley's
I'm putting
just
her
so
under citizen's
happy.
arrest.
It's like Chris. He's just holding
Yeah.
all these drugs. Like,
You are set. Like, you're set for at least a couple of months.
animals and I are gonna have so much fun tonight. Like,
You see at the door, as you guys are breaking into all the lockers, Ons, the manager, one of the co-managers of the pet department, comes in, and he sees that you guys are like breaking open the lockers. He quickly, like, you see his eyes like scanning the room, and absolutely there were drugs in Ons's locker, and he turns around, he quickly yells, because like someone's with him, and he yells out like, "They're doing spot checks! We must go! We must flee now!" And Ons,
Wait, Ons.
Ons! Stand your ground, Ons! Be a man. Do the right
no,
thing.
I am not caught red-handed. I have no hands, green hands only.
I mean, I figured we were gonna do all these in the pet department, but
You know, often they say that smoking kills, but today it's going to save lives. We're going to go through every single... Ons, you're going to help me. We're going to go through all of these lockers. And we're going to find out a lot more about our coworkers than we ever thought we knew.
Or
That,
we can have Ans do every drug with me to find out stuff about each other.
This is an invasion of privacy. I have a prescription. That is for medicinal purposes only.
I give his back
Ans,
and
did
some
you-
extra, just like I feel bad, like here.
Yes,
This is no time for medicine. Listen, if
it is
we're
for
not talking-
my anxiety.
we're talking about the theft, that's what we're interested in, not your prescription medication, Ans.
Well, that is good. I also don't know anything about the theft.
We should all take the medication right now.
No, that's a very bad idea.
I think you should give Hans back his medication.
Yeah, I gave him back some plus some, just because I feel bad.
It is pronounced Hans, not Hans.
Yeah, so I give him
I also
his
think,
back
you should,
plus some. Just...
Get out of here. Probably the safest bet.
Yeah, he'll take his stash back. Do you anything you want to ask him? Anything else? He looks like he's eager to get out of the situation.
I just pull him forward and I think, hide it somewhere that isn't on the company property.
Yes, that
Safe.
is what I will do.
Ans! That can't be on company property. I want to see you eat all of it right now.
He immediately eats the whole bag.
That's not how you do that. That's not.
No,
that's
for a creature of my size, that is only one day. That is how I do it. I eat the whole bag.
Well, now I feel bad. I hand him some more drugs.
Ans, eat that too. You cannot have contraband on
No,
company ground.
I will become very sick.
Either that or you'll become very fired.
Is he about to go full me at BlizzCon?
You can't fire me. You have no proof.
I'm the assistant to the assistant manager. I
That
can
is
fire
not
you.
That is not a job. That's
I
the
don't
real title.
I don't even need a reason to fire you. I'll just fire you. See, you're fired. Fired. Gone. Fired.
No,
Unless you eat
no.
that bag.
He's just
I'm
upset. He doesn't go to parties. It's fine. We're working on it. We're working.
I'm going to finish my break.
Do you need more drugs? Because I found a lot. Like a
I'm-
lot.
No, if I'm honest, this situation is making me very uncomfortable. I'm going to leave.
Ans, drugs are bad. And as a father figure to you, I'm going to do the only thing that a father figure should do when they find their children doing drugs.
As
and
a
that is
druid, drugs
Make
are
you do
very
all
good.
of them.
No, drugs are good. They help.
Yeah.
They keep my anxiety and depression in check. I
Ans,
cannot. I have a hard time functioning without them.
well, you're gonna sit down until you do all of these drugs.
We're like the worst bad cop, good cop. So, are you saying we're all doing the drugs right now? Because I'm all for that. Like, we should share in the punishment. One of us got caught with drugs. We should all do the drugs right now.
No, this is very. I'm going to go get back to my shift.
And he leaves.
He's so nice.
He is so nice. I love On.
I'm rubbing my eyes and just trying to stifle my laughter the best I can. Just like that entire situation was so bad.
Yeah, but so
Well,
your
I
search
think-
your search doesn't turn up any of the missing items. Certainly contraband, but no store property.
I look at Ans as he leaves and I shake my head and I say, you know, children can be so moody. He'll come around. Well, what's next? What else should we do?
Well, can we see her going to any other departments? Bounding to any other departments?
Yeah, I mean, you can make you can give me an investigation check. Like you don't have time to sit here and like watch all of these crystals, obviously. But if you have a specific one you wanted to watch, I have a timeline of things. I know what's going on. If there's anything you want to see, otherwise just make a general investigation check to see if you can happen to run across something else interesting.
I just wanted to make sure like the pet store footage wasn't that wrong, like what they saw me doing last night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to, like, the pet store crystals are pretty clearly labeled. You could just take them.
I just put it back like upside down. And, yeah.
Okay. You see, like,
he's not smart. Like,
you hear a like guttural, like snoring sound. You look over and you see like Slorn. He has like this kind of snake head and neck. It's just like lopped over the back of the chair. Mr. Tubbs, the bloodhound, is also asleep under the desk, like just full on ignoring his job. But you can absolutely sabotage or steal or whatever the pet store security crystals if you want. Do you guys want to do anything else in here?
What else is there in here? So there's all the security crystals.
Yeah, like
We opened up all the lockers. What else would there be in here?
in the security department, right? You could basically pull crystals for any of the departments and look at them if you wanted. You can also, like, in the back room area, there's the management offices, like for the senior managers. There's the accounting office. There's the actual, like, sort of the back room opens up into like the break room area. There's like tables and the little employee bag of holding.
Did the robberies start after we hired the walnut eating manager?
Oh yeah, robbery started.
Slorn just kind of starts awake.
Robbery started. I want to say like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Actually, we started noticing troubles. Why? What's you putting a timeline together? You got a chart? You got a board on the wall somewhere? Pieces of yarn?
I mean, I'm sure I did, but I am so excited for what happened in the previous room that I don't know.
You got what's you find anything on that security crystal? You got any suspects? What's happening? Let old Slorn, let me help you. I got a great detective, great analytical mind.
Slorn, we found the perpetrator of the crime. No thanks to you. We just checked the tapes. It was easy. Any idiot could have done it.
Oh, great!
Just turns out it had to be these idiots.
Who done it?
It was Spitz Sparkle Sprocket. Sparkle Sprocket? Yeah, Sparkle Sprocket.
Yeah.
Not Spitz.
Clearly.
Oh, my heart. Oh, Spitz.
Clearly her crimes are clearly revealed on the tape.
We definitely could frame her at a party.
Spitz, what have you done to me? Oh, we were friends. We were like brother and sister. If, as much as a snake and a tiny gnome can be related. Oh, Spitz, yeah.
There's a book like that in the book department. I think I saw.
Oh,
Except in
no
that
way.
book, I think the snake swallowed the gnome.
Yeah, it's I'm not into that. I'm not into vor. Like, it's kind of strange. Not my cup of tea. I'm not trying to judge. Like, it sounds like maybe you have a little more experience in that. I'm not. Let's divert from this line of conversation. So you think old Spitzy done it, hey?
Well, that's clearly what's on the tape.
All right. Well,
I don't think she did it, to be fair. But
Well, how could you not? She's clearly on the tape.
why would she help us then?
If you got her on tape, we got to talk to her, right? It's gotta give her a chance to come clean.
Well, maybe we'll give you a chance to do your job. Why don't we approach her or call her here, or we can approach her?
I'll
I'll tell you what. You
want to ambush her, kind of surprise. Maybe she'll admit something in a moment. Because if you call her into the office, like maybe she might try to skip town. That would
yes,
be
we should go get her.
All right, let's find her.
You see, he goes over to the security crystal monitor, and he's just like clicking through all the different department cameras, looking.
All right, nope, not there. Not there. Oh, that's illegal. Nope. Oh, all right. Looks like she's over in dungeon improvement.
That's not her department. Why would she be there?
That's fine. I mean, she don't have her uniform on, so maybe her shift's over. I don't know.
Let us make our move.
All right, let's get going.
So he will kind of lead the way, kind of show you to the portal. I'm like,
All right, here we go. Here's the portal to dungeon improvement. I'm just gonna step over here, keep an eye on things in the office. Make sure.
What? You're not
Rest.
coming with us?
No, I mean that's what you're duly appointed deputies of the loss prevention department.
Useless. I have to do everything myself.
I'll leave this matter in your capable hands.
and you see, like, as he's talking to you, he's like, picks out his flask and just starts filling up his little cup.
So, yep, I'm definitely gonna be watching. Certainly gonna keep an eye on things. 100%. Don't you worry none.
He goes back in his office.
I'm gonna encourage them to go through the portal, but then I'm gonna go to the portal to baby supplies and necromancy.
Okay.
Wow. All right.
Perfect. Yeah, it's you got to cut off all avenues of escape, right? So we'll say like the Brun and Marley, the two of you, go through dungeon improvement, and we will describe that first. So you go to dungeon improvement is sort of the premier department, the vendors of fine traps and dungeon delving implements, right? Like, if you need to kit out a dungeon in the most dangerous fashion, like, this is the place to come. They have a fully equipped test dungeon, so you can try out, like, you know, the poison dart traps and the spike plates and pit traps and all kinds of great stuff. And you see over to the side, right? You see the floor manager, who is like this kind of ghostly specter, like wisps of silver fog kind of drifting off of the ethereal amorphous body, just like a tall cloaked looking figure, this dark void for a face and these like points of gray light as his eyes, and he's just kind of floating around. Like, there's a bunch of, it's a very popular department, so there's a bunch of different customers browsing around. It looks like, you know, there's like the this, you know, warlord looking guy, and he's looking at some of the latest traps, and there's what looks like a necromancer or a lich or something just browsing over here, looking for like magical runes and warding traps. So it seems like all the bad dungeon builders come here to get the most dangerous stuff for their dungeon. And actually, you hear, like, just as he's as you're coming up, he's like floating over to the warlord guy, and he's like, "Oh, great warlord! Today only we are offering double coupons." And so he's like haunting these different guests, talking about the great bargains and whatnot. And you see over to the side, looking at, it looks like just like a standard like pressure plate that you could affix to any number of different traps, like dart traps or like, you know, swinging axe or whatever. But it looks like Spitz is looking at the like pressure plate display. She's just checking out, and she's not in uniform, so it seems like maybe she's off duty. But you see, she's just kind of bouncing over, like, "Ooh, look at this!" And she jumps up on the pressure plate, and like she's almost not heavy enough to trigger it, and like, and she presses it down. The giant axe swings down, and she's like, "Ooh, oh, it almost got me!"
I look over at Marley. I'm just like, I'm pretty sure she's just having a fun time and enjoying herself right now.
And you in the like, as you're saying this, you hear galloping, and fucking
Well, so-
right is just full gallop.
Yeah, so we'll over in the necromancy and infant supplies department, you see the Kuzo is the floor manager, or the current like assistant floor manager, who's helping. It looks like he's helping a it looks like just a young like half elf couple and they have like a little like parcel, like a little infant, and you see them just like horrified looking faces, right? And you see like he has this big prominent name tag that says Kuzo the Crypt Keeper.
Does
and
he
you
look
see,
like the Crypt Keeper?
He looks like a traditional looking necromancer, right? Like he has like this creepy like skull mask. He has like a little wand that seems like it's oozing some sort of venom or something out of it. And he's like making this big show of it. And then you see like the two elves or half elves just have like this horrified look. And he's like in the middle as you like teleport in. He kind of is in the middle of a conversation. He's like, "Oh." I am terribly sorry. You have asked for a night light, not nightshade poison. And he takes his tag, he flips his tag over, and it says Kuzo the Cradle Keeper. And he takes his hood down, he takes the skull mask off, and it's just like a sort of normal looking human with like a big bushy mustache. He says, "All right, yeah, folks, right over here. We'll get you fixed up." So you pass by that scene. I just had to do the Kuzo bit, and Wright comes galloping down the hall into the dungeon improvement department.
Yep, and he's going for a tackle on Spitz.
Okay. Yeah, just make an athletics check. I'll roll athletics or acrobatics, and she's gonna use athletics, or she's gonna use acrobatics to try to escape. We'll do an opposed.
She's been moving around like a gummy bear all day.
13.
Like...
13. We have... Oop, that didn't work. Oh no! That's 9 plus 4. It's 13. Okay, so you... we'll say, like, she kind of gets out of the way, but she's, like, right there, right? She avoids the tackle, but she hops up onto the pressure plate in a like, ready stance and just sees you, like, "Oh, hey, right? Like, what... You gotta be careful. There's a lot of. I'm not saying you need to lose any weight, but there's a lot of mass behind you. When you come charging in there, gosh, it seems like it's hard for you to stop. You almost ran over me."
Spitz, you're under arrest. We know what you did.
Wait,
Come quietly, and there won't be any trouble.
What do you mean? Under arrest for what? What charges?
You're under arrest for burglarizing Perfect Purchase. We know it was you. We have the tapes. Come quietly.
It has to be a misunderstanding. Yeah, make a... It's persuasion or intimidation. Your call.
He's not very intimidating.
I mean, you're like 4 times her size. Like,
but I feel he would try.
It's
shovel. Definitely trying to intimidate. This is -2.
Yeah.
13.
Let's see.
He's like trying to be intimidating, but he's just not because he's a dummy.
That's a natural 2, so no. Well, I don't think I've done anything, but let's get this cleared up. I want to make sure like everything's on the level. I haven't done anything wrong. I promise. I think you got the wrong gnome.
Of course. This is just a formality, but of course you understand. And I like tie her up. Like I tie up her hands, bind her back.
Yeah. Absolutely. Duly appointed officers of the loss prevention department.
I'd like to think like I just grab manacles off the dungeon improvements like shelf.
Yeah, it's probably like there's a row of the different manacles there. Just like,
yeah, and
yep, easily. Great.
Please resume your shopping, patrons. Do not worry. This matter is under control. Please resume your shoppings. Don't forget to pick up your revivified diamonds for 300 gold. Thank you.
Yeah.
I might have done something wrong, and his eyes are like fully dilated. Like I smell colors.
Whoops.
Tell me, what does color red smell like?
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to do with Spitz?
We're gonna take her to Sloan to see the tape.
Yeah. You guys, we can kind of fast forward that a little bit, right? You return to the back room. back to the security office. Gosh, you got. I mean, I know this looks bad. This looks like me, but that's not me. I don't. You guys gotta believe me, right? I don't. I mean, I'm a lifer. Why would I steal? I love this job. I put my heart and soul into this company. I've been working the counter for.
Do you like walnuts? Answer now.
Walnuts? No, I mostly eat cookies and things with sprinkles on them.
See, I like her, guys. She can't. She likes cookies.
Well, the fact remains that we have her on tape.
Except
If we just let everybody that we liked get away with breaking the law, then we would have complete disorder. Spitz, for what it's worth, I like you too, but you're still going to jail.
I've got a question. Is the gnome in the recording walking like Spitz would? Because I imagine like Spitz would walk with like a pop in her step.
You notice that, right? Like just as even like manacled and standing there, Spitz is like doing a little dance, hopping around, like twirling, just like having a
She's
blast.
like a Disney gummy bear.
Exactly. Yep. Just like a bouncy, friendly gnome. The gnome in the recording is 100% not Spitz in that regard, right? It is sneaking and careful and slow moving, like very stealthy, very methodical.
Spitz, can you walk stealthily for me for a second?
Yeah, let me do this. And you see,
Prove them up for him.
like she kind of bends down, and she's like boop boop boop. She starts singing a little song, like da 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 do. I'm sneaking around, boop. And you see, she's like she absolutely cannot be sneaky.
Yeah.
See, it's clearly her.
Just because it's a gnome doesn't mean it's her. That's kind of racist if you think about it.
No, it's her. It looks like her.
Oh, if it was a half orc and it looked like me, would it be okay to accuse me?
If it was you, sure.
Except she doesn't walk like the person in the recording, so it's probably not her.
We should totally do a stakeout.
Stakeout for what? We've caught the perpetrator. It's her.
I mean,
We should go report this to Carrie. I'll get a promotion.
are there any other gnomes that work here?
There's maybe one or two, like, but no other gnomes of managerial level. There's a pretty, like, it's a pretty diverse workforce here, so there are a few
Didn't you
others.
say kobolds? Like, does it look like a kobold with like a pink wig on? Like,
I mean, you don't, like, you can make a nature check. At first glance, like, nah, it seems like a gnome. Like,
18.
yeah, you don't think it's, you think it is someone of, like, gnomish size.
Because didn't they say the kobolds were the problem too?
Oh, there's constantly problems with kobolds. Actually, as you guys have
Sloan,
been,
was it?
yeah, as you guys have been running around today, like they, at some point there was a code K, which is kobolds in one of the departments, and you saw like a couple of security guards rushing to one of the departments.
Aw.
I love this music.
It's really working for
It's
me.
really enhancing the experience.
Why can't I hear it?
Well, what are we gonna do then, guys? We've caught the perpetrator. I think we should go inform Carrie.
I don't think it's her, so I'm gonna argue against you.
You see, like Slorn is in the office, like kind of wakes up. Sees, oh hey,
I had to...
wait, Spitz, what are you doing here? Hey, what are you guys doing?
We've caught the perpetrator. No thanks to you, Sloan. You lazy bastard.
Well, you think Spitz done it? Well, that's
She's on the camera.
That ain't Spitz.
How could it not be Spitz? Look at her, it's her. I'll play it
Okay.
back for him.
It's 100% not Spitz.
Yeah, Spitz is I don't know if you know, she's kind of a bouncy, bubbly person. That's
And Spitz, like, as she's leaning over, like, looking at the crystal, she's just, like, doing a little, like, ha, 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 little jig.
Well, look at me.
Yeah,
Look
no
at
one to
him.
mistake
He'll-
you for a gnome.
what
He'll
am
like
I,
look at me.
what am I
He'll
looking
like
at?
look at me, and then I'll be like, and then like out of nowhere, I'll just like, I'll stamp on his foot. Like I'll just stamp on his foot. I'll be like, see, up until just that moment ago, I was a kind, even-tempered assistant to the assistant regional manager,
Kinds of
and in
sound
an
good.
instant, I turned into a bloodthirsty murderer, and I murdered your toes.
Spitz just, like, grabs his foot, howling.
Oh my god dang it, what son of a what are you did that for?
I was proving
I'm
my
gonna-
point.
I don't know that you proved anything other than you're a psychopath. Listen, this is going in your file. I promise you this, right?
You should put it in my file. I solved the mystery.
Yeah, you ain't solved nothing. I liked your idea, Mr. Half-Orc. A stakeout. I like that idea. What are you thinking? What are we, who are we staking out? Where are we going? What's the
I'm just
plan?
thinking snacks in that department. That's as far as I got.
Oh, you thinking like party supply? Like festival supply department? Yeah, we can stake them, man. That place is great. They got all kinds of stuff, all kinds of kegs of ale, and oh yeah.
Yes, we should
Yeah,
definitely
let's-
go to party supply.
Let's stake it. Yeah, let's stake out the festival supply department. That'll, you know, it's maybe one of the only places that hasn't been hit yet. So, it's,
Yeah,
uh,
like
well, the
how I
crimin-
was thinking. I
criminals
give
are
him
sure
a
to
good
strike
berry.
there.
As they're discussing this, I just free Spanx from the manacles and just say, "I'm so sorry about them."
No, it's okay. I mean, I don't know how you mistake me for a criminal, but,
I've got my eye on you. You're gonna help us, and as the assistant to the assistant regional manager, I command you to stay with us because otherwise I can't be sure of your involvement in this.
See, this is all our fault for not inviting him to any parties, and now we've created a monster.
you create a monster. Yep.
What do you mean? I'm invited to all the parties. I'm going to.
Not the good ones, no.
I'm going.
Gosh, Mr. Wright, I don't know if you can command me to do anything. I mean, I'm technically a floor manager, which I think is above the rank of assistant to the assistant. So,
But
I'm gonna-
I've been deputized as well.
Hey, Sloan, can you do me a favor real quick? Deputize Spitz for me.
Sloan just says, Spitz, just get back to it. I'll handle these fellas.
No, don't deputize her. This is all I got going. Please don't deputize. I need this.
Sloan, please deputize her real quick for me.
Does he
Spitz-
have a foot? Do I have to heal that, or because he's snake? Like,
It looks kind of messed up. Like his little
try to like heal it and smooth it out with my
yeah, you absolutely.
string
Oh,
powers.
you know what? Wow, Marley, you gotta. Ooh.
Kind of cracks his back a little bit and gives a little snake shiver.
Like, oh, you gotta. Wow. You're. Satyr hooves, man. That's magic. Do you do, I don't want to make this sound weird or anything.
This
You
is
don't
very
do like,
weird.
you don't do like a massage or healing, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, scented oils and. Oh gosh. I feel like you missed your calling.
I mean, I
that-
can. I am so high right now that sure.
I mean,
that
they-
sounds great. Like,
Listen, they got they got all kinds of oils over in Party Supply. I'm telling you, if that's where the stakeout's gonna happen, well, let's just say we need to discuss this later. We need to.
we should raid the company fridge for snacks before we go over there.
Oh, it's pretty cleaned out at this time of day. I've already done that at least once. I mean, someone has done it at least once.
Isn't it a bag of holding though? You have to know like whose snack it is and what it looks
Yeah,
like.
but a bag of holding, you can just dump it out and then put everything back in if you want to.
Oh, you can?
Yeah,
You
it's
flip a
just
bag of
big
holding,
bowl.
everything comes out of it.
Oh.
I like to think 2 or 3 times a day, like
Someone
Slorn
does
goes
that.
in there. Slorn specifically goes in there, flips the bag out, like,
Oh yeah, all right. Ooh, it's a nice like a lamb. Oh yeah.
Marley definitely like grabs a sandwich.
This is all wasting time.
It's pretty much living in the store.
yeah, Spitz kind of skips away, just blissfully unburdened with Wright's assignment or commands to her.
Yeah. So all right, stakeout. What are we thinking? I'm gonna get the coffee going. We're gonna need it. It's gonna be a late one.
Should we have disguises?
Absolutely.
Very good. I'll be a horse.
Absolutely. You know, listen, I think this situation like this would call for official requisition of the administrative disguise locker.
And he pulls out, he has like a little key and a chain around his neck. He pulls it out. He goes over to, there's like a little cabinet behind his desk. He opens it up. There's like a row of masks in there.
Now listen, these oh, hang on. Well, what the hey? One of the disguise masks is missing. It's just it's like a generic disguise, disguise yourself.
Who could open
something-
this locker?
I'm the only one that has the key to this locker. And I promise you I didn't forget where the masks are. I know I ain't gone in here for at least a couple of weeks.
I'm just worried that like during one of the power naps, someone might have opened that.
That doesn't seem possible.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm a careful watch snake. Nothing gets past me.
Except a massive robbery.
Well, all right. I may not take the care and attention to my job that I need to. I'm kind of realizing that as as the events of today have unfolded. I'm realizing this is a turning point for old Slorn. Let me tell you, I'm gonna turn over a new leaf.
Very good, Slorn. I hope to see it.
Yep. So anyway, what are we? Well, so someone has got one of my disguise masks, but there's enough for each of us to have one.
So he passes them out. So you've each got a disguise mask.
How do we know
What is-
that we're not wearing one of the masks now? What if one of us is the robber?
What? That's some
There was a lot of stuff in the supply room.
That's-
I'm starting
yeah,
to regret things.
That's some existential bullshit. Let me tell you.
No, don't worry. I've had my eye on the temp and the goat boy this whole time.
You're all suspects.
Give him some Taco Bell. The only thing that he craves right now.
Yeah.
Great. Well, so what? Anyway, what? I'm not. I'm pretty easygoing. Kind of go with the flow. Security officer, which may seem kind of contrary to my title. However, if we're gonna do a stakeout, we kind of need to know like what we're doing. Ooh.
Is there like a fake, really expensive thing we can put up there?
I mean, the most fake expensive thing is the giant dragon's hoard of fake gold and the statue out front.
Wait, what?
You know the wizards and the fighter and the archer and the giants.
And you,
I mean,
you recall,
like we know it's fake. Not everyone knows it's fake. It's like a decoy.
no, it's pretty obviously fake. Like it's
right,
It's
but
a,
like Marley wants like a decoy up for the stake.
yeah. I mean, so like party supply, festival supply hasn't been hit. Furnishings and fulmination hasn't been robbed that you can tell. So there, in furnishings and fulminations, there's some nice stuff there.
I mean, I say.
Yeah, there's a couple different options, right? Like, you think there's a lot of untapped potential in this store, yet untouched. So, I think you guys have a lot of options for where you might want to stake out, or
So what? Sorry, where? What hasn't hit? The
so furnishings and fulmination. As from the ledgers, you could tell like it hasn't been robbed. It hasn't been like the take hasn't been short.
Yep.
That you've seen, and it's a pretty high like profit department, like a lot of luxury goods and expensive
Yep.
stuff. So that might be your best bet as far as like a juicy looking untapped target. But other than that, like obviously there's tons of jewels and gemstones and jewelry, like at the jewelry counter remaining. Even in Dungeon Improvement, there's a lot of like very expensive items, and they have a pretty like they do a lot of business. So there's the gold take is usually pretty high at the end of the day. So it's up to you guys though. Where do you want to?
my plan is to, I don't know, like what department would it be most likely for me to be able to hide as like a horse mannequin.
Oh yeah.
Party supply.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'm thinking like I'm like a suit of armor, you know, that you put on like a horse or whatever.
Yeah. So either the like castle and garden
Castle and
or
garden, yeah.
the carvings, like you could be like a giant statue, like carvings of statuary.
Yeah, I'll go to like castle. I'll basically say like, hey, we should like split up, right? Like split up. Everyone take a department. No socializing. This is purely on business. Everyone go and take a place and stake out. And if you hear anything, call and we'll all come running.
Okay. So
So I'm gonna do
Right-
castle and garden.
yeah, Wright is gonna do castle and garden. Do you guys the other two? Do you want to go to
I
the
should
same place?
totally like watch pets.
Okay. So Marley's gonna go to pets. Cool. And what about Brun? Okay. Yeah, great. You all. So we'll say like, unless you have a very specific plan you
so
want to do,
weird, I
right?
have
Like
to
you can
click
wait
and
until
it'll disappear.
it's getting to closing time. The sort of normal security folks are going around, pulling down the grates and locking up, the security cabinets and, just kind of doing the nightly rounds, right? So each of you can make for me either a stealth check, or you can, I think with Wright, like, how do you hide as a statue in plain sight? Just gonna stand there motionless, or?
Yeah, I mean that was like Wright's plan to begin with. Was I'm just gonna stand there motionless, but like halfway through it, he gets in his head that like he needs to go check up on everybody, so he just automatically fails the stealth check because
Okay.
he actually goes and like checks out pets, and then he goes to tomes and ledgers, and he thinks he's being stealthy about it, but he is decidedly not.
Gotcha. So like the secret criminal mastermind sneaking around is
Right.
like ready to strike, and then they see like the giant centaur that they thought was a statue just like clops off to somewhere else.
I mean, you hear it, right? It is
Yeah.
loud.
Oh yeah. Great. So we got Brun and Marley. Either a stealth check or how are you gonna conceal
See,
yourself?
Marley had a really stressful day, so he's in with the cats just rolling in catnip.
Gotcha.
He had a full day.
So,
Normally it's just...
Completely unaware of what's going on, I would say.
And I got an 18 for my stealth check, so.
Okay. That's pretty good. So you go back to Tomes, Ledgers, and Scrolls. And how do you conceal yourself there?
I'm gonna say I'm just gonna look like a normal customer, just browsing the goods, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious.
Okay.
This music,
yeah,
I don't know why this
you
music wasn't coming in at the
see-
start.
Eventually, like right close to the end of the day, a little kobold troop kind of skitters in. Right, it's 4 kobolds. They're all wearing leather jackets. and they all look like bad news. One of them is smoking a cigarette, and as you know, kobolds never get old enough to smoke. So they are just the worst kind of people. The kobolds run in, and the one who looks like the leader, right? He has like a little gold chain on. He has like a little bit fancier of a weapon. They all pull out their tiny kobold knives, and he's like, "To arms, brothers! We gotta ransack this place. Take it all!" And so one of them pulls out a bat. A couple of them with their little knives, like they go straight for Mercury Phoenix. And he's like, "Oh, geez, we got kobold." And he picks up a little crystal from the desk, and he's like, "Oh, we got a code K. We got a code K in Tome of Legends and Scrolls." And you hear like security guards come running. They kind of subdue the kobolds. Like one of them draws like a long sword. One of the like overly excitable security guards goes a lot too far, stabs one of the kobolds like through the chest. He like collapses in a puddle of blood.
Oh my!
Yeah. Oh, it's horribly brutal. Yeah, way. It's way sadder than this cheerful music would indicate. So the kobolds are sort of shooed away from the department, almost like every different fantasy race and species in this universe is totally cool except kobolds. Everybody hates them. So the kobolds get scared away, but then in the aftermath, the kobolds didn't really get to steal anything. But Brun, you look over and like the shelf of like rare wizard tomes and things, the metal cabinet that had been locked up it looks like the lock has been jimmied. The cabinet is like the iron bars protecting it are slid to the side, and all the tomes are missing.
Good work, idiot.
So like
No, I have an idea what's going on now.
In the confusion of the kobolds, seems like someone made off with the rest of the tomes.
Are we there?
So yeah, right. You come clopping up. You heard a code K also go out, and so like, well, if you're otherwise unoccupied, you got to go assist with a code K. So, yeah. So you show up like they're just cleaning up the sort of the mess, and you see, the kind of same situation as Brun, right? You see like, in the chaos, the books have been stolen. The rest of them.
What? You were here. What happened?
Kobolds, but I think I figured out what's going on.
Well, do
I'm
tell.
curious. I wonder if every single one of the thefts has to do with the code K, because they've been going up in frequency, right?
Yeah. You would definitely have indicated that, right? Like the more code Ks have been increasing in frequency lately, and in thinking about it a little bit, it does seem like a lot of them have been just like, like the gang of ruffians showed up and they start like breaking glass and knocking over shelves, but they don't like seem to do anything. They steal nothing or very little, and then they kind of just get shooed away.
Well, there have to be tapes. The tapes.
It's an inside job. It's the security. Every time a code K goes off, they'll get off with some of the goods and then set them aside for later.
That's stupid. That doesn't even make sense. Sloan said he would stay here with us. Why would he stay with us if he was the one doing it?
Because it's not Sloan, it's the rest of the security guards that are taking care of the kobolds.
Do you think the security guards that were taking care of the kobolds were the ones who, in front of you while they were killing the kobolds, snuck away with all the stuff?
Yeah, I mean, all the guards are there, right? Like, all the guards that dealt with the kobolds are still around, kind of cleaning up and securing the scene. So if you wanted to, like, see if any of them have stolen all this shit, then...
Yeah, what a great conjecture. That's why you're still a temp. Maybe if you had some brains, they would have hired you.
Do you have a better theory, then?
Yeah, if you want to, Brun, you could make a investigation check. You could make basically you could do it stealthily, or you could just go talk to them. Right? You just walk up and be like, "Hey, did you guys take all the books?" Who knows what'll happen?
I'm gonna talk to him because my stealth investigation check is not a good one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go walk up to. I'm gonna
I
say
like
the
how Madrid's just
calmest looking
messing with him.
guard.
Oh yeah, the calmest looking one of this group. You recognize Kazdak the Skull Basher.
That
That's a
doesn't
calm name.
super confident.
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy is a rock.
he's like a even keel. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
no emotion
very,
ever.
very cool.
I'm just gonna like, hey, did you happen to see what happened to the books that just went missing? Then with
Oh,
the
hey, Brun, what's going on?
I need.
Wait,
Did you,
books?
yeah, look, the cabinet just got broken into.
Oh, son of a bitch. Well, come to think of it, I did see. It looked like Slorn was running around. You didn't see that? Like I saw him. He moves kind of quick for an old fella. But Slorn was like, he rushed in. Looked like he had his big, like a bag of holding, and he was shoveling a bunch of stuff in there. Really? You didn't see that in all the ruckus?
No, I can't say I did actually.
Well, if you saw it, then why are you still standing here?
I mean, it's Slorn. I figured he knows what he's doing. I'm just here to.
And you see like the little kobolds on the ground still like twitching a little bit. He just takes the one end of his mace and just like. Boom.
Anyway, sorry. But no, I mean, Slorn, I imagine he was securing the valuables, or I don't think too much. They pay me to crack skulls. They don't pay me to think about nothing.
Where is Slorn?
I mean, I imagine he's in his office. He's usually in his office. He says he's keeping an eye on things.
How could he be in his office if he was just here?
I don't know. I mean, maybe he came here, then he went back to his office. I say he's usually in his office. Obviously, he was right here. I saw him.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Hold on,
Let's go
I
find
gotta run for a sec. My kid's sleeping, or my kid just woke up. BRB. Keep going.
Marley, you want to go see if we can find Slorn and see what the bag of holding's about?
Sure. Marley's like in different clothes, like just like covered in catnip, and just like
fully different. Like Marley shows up late, just like eyes red and puffy, and just like,
the
oh hey
cats
guys,
are
what I missed?
secure. Like,
Even if he's in disguise, we still recognize him as Marley.
Yeah.
what disguise? I took a nap.
Nope. Totally. Everything's on the level.
Why did you kill a bunch of kobolds? Like, Jesus, man.
Marley, didn't you hear it's a National Murder a Kobold Day?
I mean, I guess we could party for that. It seems a little dark, but
You see Kazak kind of pipes up.
Actually, kobolds are kind of like mindless, perverted evil dragon hybrids. They don't, as far as we know, like they're just kind of like a force of evil.
I mean, have you ever been to one of their parties? They're pretty crazy.
Have you? I mean, I'd assume going to a kobold party, you don't come out of that alive. I assume they, tear the flesh from your bones and make a stew out of you or something.
No, they can't
Well,
handle
that
their
would make it
alcohol. They
nice.
pass out like after 1 or 2 beers, and then like you just leave.
Really?
I mean,
That's
look at them.
fascinating.
Like, how much alcohol do you think each kobold can hold? Like, 1 keg can knock out a whole like horde of them. It's not a
Maybe
very
that's-
long party, but
I mean, do they like to drink? Like maybe that's the solution to the kobold problem is just leave.
oh yeah,
Leave a
they
kobold
like
trap.
who doesn't like to drink? Like, yeah,
I mean, it would be certainly a lot more humane if you could just leave out like a keg of beer or something. and the kobolds all get drunk and pass out, and then you just kind of clean them up with a shovel, dump them out in the woods.
We could put like mini fridges at each entrance filled with like cobalt beer, and then yeah.
Wait, is there such a thing?
I mean, I don't know. If there is, it's probably in the store.
We-
That's
You,
half
tell,
the
you
battle.
tell me, brother. You've been to a kobold party.
I don't look at what I'm drinking. Like I just
That,
kind of go with
that's
the flow.
that's not safe. No, that's not safe at all.
Marley.
Yeah, that's super risky. Just living your life in a carefree, unconcerned manner. Yeah, so you guys can go back to the security office if you want to check the tapes again.
Yeah, let's go
I wanna
check.
like the security officer. He's there.
You get back to Slorn's office, and he's just like reclined back in the chair. He's got the disguise mask that in his hand, like he was about to put it on, but then he fell asleep. He's just snoring away, and you see like Mr. Tubbs looks up, like he lifts up his head, sees you come into the office, and sets his head back down, just like looks
Maybe
out
it's
of
Mr. Tubbs doing it.
Mr. Tubbs is the secret thief.
The ultimate Scooby-Doo mystery.
Does he have
Yeah.
a locker?
He has like his private cabinet and stuff, but it's all in the security office. So I mean, he's asleep right now, but it seems like it's locked. You can also there's also just like the crystals there, right? You could check the crystals if you want.
Yeah. See, like where the stuff was during the kobold hit.
Perfect. So you see you pull the tape out for the current recording, bring it up, and you see like what Kazak was describing to you, that it looks like Slorn kind of sneakily crept in, like just as the kobolds attacked. Slorn like darted in, took a bunch of high value stuff off the shelves, and then ran out of the room. But he ran into furnishings and fulmination instead of running like through the backroom portal. So that camera, doesn't show anymore.
I mean, the
but if
thief
you-
still has the disguise, right? So
Correct.
he's
So
been
you
set
would
up. Like, who would set
Yeah.
up this beautiful dog thing?
you do note that it looks like Slorn came out of the portal from the back room when he to enter into Tomes, Ledgers, and Scrolls. So you could also pull like the back room. The back room itself has a security crystal if you want to check that as well.
Yeah, I'll check that.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, you see. So you pull back the one for the back room. You see it looks like a cloaked figure don this mask. It's hard to see like who it is. Short, like maybe shorter than human size. But this cloaked figure like dons the mask. Their form kind of contorts and shifts and changes into the form of Slorn, and then they go through the portal.
Is our manager's car/wagon still in the parking lot?
You can flip the security crystal view, like the live view, to the outside. You don't see that anyone's left, right? You see like the back in the employee parking, like everyone.
Because she
is still
left,
here.
right? After we exchanged snacks?
She should still be in the store. Like they haven't closed up, and the night shift hasn't come on yet. So
I see if
They
like,
should
I
be
can
around.
find her on the cameras.
yeah, you look. You kind of flip through all the live displays. You don't see her anywhere.
That's not good.
And eventually too, you note a. It looks like Slorn again, kind of creeping display to display, and like you look over and like Slorn lets out a big loud snore. So like it's definitely not Slorn. Making their way slowly through the adventuring equipment displays, like near the front of the store. So they're like slowly creeping, around that huge statue of the dragon and the combatants. But it looks like they're headed in the direction of the exit. Right, they're just the front door of the store.
We should try catching that Slorms. Yeah, so I guess we'll start running there. I'll start yelling fake Slorm's name.
Okay. I'll assume Wright goes with you guys. Everybody takes the portal to the
We
sort
should
of
ride right there in a charge.
Yeah, like saddle up on Wright's back, like charge through the portal, out through outfitters and adventuring supplies. You come clattering through the portal. You see Slorn like looks, kind of clocks you, and then makes a beeline, runs toward the giant like statue because it's huge, right? It obscures like most of your vision of the store if you're on one side. Just like tries to run out of your line of sight around the edge of the statue, just to break line of sight with you. So what do you guys want to do? I mean, assuming you're giving chase, but is there anything particularly tricky that you want to do?
I guess I'll go cat form to see if I can get like keep eye contact on them as they go around the corner.
I would say just
After I
make
jump off this magical centaur.
Yeah, so Slorn's moving fast. I would say if it's more about like, I guess describe to me.
I want to do a satyr jump with my shitty stats. Hold on.
Oh yeah, just like jump up onto the statue, like see where they are.
What do? I roll. Oh my god, a D8. All right.
I almost never see satyr jump like as a thing. Just like a jump spell. It's basically the.
Adds a D8. What's my jump with? Hold on. What's my jump distance with 8 strength?
I think it's your.
Satyr boy, I'm gonna save the day with my jump.
I almost never use the rules for jumping, right? Because like
I know it's strength and like.
I think it's just your strength modifier is the number of feet like you can jump, horizontal or
yeah. So
half vertical. It might be full distance vertical. But
we're just gonna. It's all satyr power then, because my strength's not doing anything.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, give me the extra D8 on top of that. But you can probably get a good way up the statue just leap with the first jump.
Oh. God damn. Oh. 5 extra feet on my.
Okay, so on top of the 8, yeah, you can like hop up onto the, we'll say like. The little dwarf statue is there, like fighting the guy. The elven archer is kind of like gracefully perched, like one leg kind of up, like in a bow drawn stance. You can like jump up onto the top of the elf statue, and you see Slorn like just running around the edge of, like you just see over the edge of the fake dragon's horde, and it looks like a part of the horde is like a shimmery door or something, and Slorn like runs into the side of the statue.
Well, clearly that's not the real Slorns because there's no Mr. Tuck. Well, I go, well,
yeah.
I definitely should get paid today, at least once. Like,
I would say you've probably earned your pay today if you guys can resolve this situation.
Pay in general would be cool.
Yeah. Just like can I get on the employee health plan? Like.
I mean, I appreciate like they gave me a shitty name tag, which is kind of cool. But
yeah.
So I say we have to go through the portal. You missed it. I did like a Michael Jordan jump with my satyr power.
I'm back. What happened?
Well, real quick,
What's up?
Have him sit on them and let's go grab some manacles to.
So they went back to Slorn's office. He was asleep in the office, but then they also checked out the security cameras and saw like a cloaked figure using a disguise kit transforming to look like Slorn, and so that's who robbed the tomes department just now. And then they saw that same figure like trying to sneak out of the store, like slowly moving toward the exit. So all of you went into the like outfitters and adventuring supplies department, charging in. Slorn just ran straight booked. He tried to run like around the side of the statue so that he could break line of sight from you guys. But Marley like satyr, whatever it's called, satyr jump, mirthful leap on top of the statue.
Never been used in 5e. Like
I was
I've never
like,
even heard of that ability.
Yeah, 'cause we were like, oh, how much like what's your vertical jump distance? And I was like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever used this rule in a game ever. But so Marley saw Slorn, or the disguised version of Slorn, like disappear into a shimmery door, like an illusory wall on the side of the fake dragon horde.
and we haven't been able to, like, we couldn't find the manager while we were searching.
Correct. Yes, and that was another note that you did not see anywhere. Like they looked through all of the active cameras, they didn't see Carrie anywhere. And the night crew hasn't come on yet, and her wagon is still in the employee parking. So she's still in the store.
We should totally go through that portal.
Wait, so what did you do? There's a portal? What?
So there was like a illusory wall on the side of the fake dragon horde, big statue, and the disguised Slorn like went through the wall into the center of the statue. Basically,
Why are we not going through it?
That's just when you got back. They saw
Oh, got it.
Slorn disappear. So that's where we are.
I didn't know satyrs could jump like that. That was cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Yeah. So what do you guys want to do?
I would say let's put the manacles on the figure first before we do anything else.
What figure? Did we catch the figure? I thought we didn't catch the figure.
No, yeah, you guys are just like, you see like Marley hops up, Marley calls out like Slorn disappeared into the statue. So what do you want to do?
The real Slorms would never leave Mr. Tubbs.
Let's go on the statue then. And
I say we have the guy with the shovel go through the scary portal first.
Yeah, I mean he's going. I mean he's full gallop charging the statue.
Yeah, we actually rode you towards the chart. You weren't there for that.
Oh man, I'm not okay with that, but okay. I feel used.
Oh man, desperate times. Okay, so
I do
you
have
guys
a base
all-
walking speed of 50, so
Yeah, you gallop through this portal. It is a sort of like a long, creepy staircase descending down to the depths beneath the store. Beneath
is
the
this
what
is
do we
this
call it?
known to us?
Beneath the perfect purchase. No, as far as you know, there is no secret dungeon underneath the store. So you like as you charge through, right? You see like this cloaked figure sort of vanishing just at the edge of the lights. In there's a couple torches set to see. And you see this cloaked figure like running down the stairs away from
Oh
you.
god.
So you give
Stairs, the natural enemy to all
natural enemy. Yep. You got to be careful about this because you go down a hallway you don't know. Suddenly you're in like a blind corner and there's no way to turn around. And you're trapped forever.
He just starts making a beeping noise as he like has to back up. But
Yeah, it'll take you days to back out of there if at all. Okay, so you guys give chase down the stairs. You kind of see this like long straight hallway, and then off in the distance, it might be like a few hundred feet away. You see like the shimmering light at the end of this tunnel, and you see like silhouetted around that light is this black figure, like full sprinting toward the that same light. So you guys give chase. You're pretty fast. So I would say let's do a athletics check for right, because you're the fastest. So you're gonna be able to catch up. If anything,
yeah. Can I use a key point to do Step of the Wind?
100% you can.
Last time
right-
on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to play.
Oh, is it?
Wait, does that mean you can like run up walls eventually as a centaur?
Yeah.
monk?
Does it?
Yeah.
Open
and,
hoof,
like
yeah.
run across water and like.
And warn them that there would be undead. The
Is this
party
too creepy?
Not giving much heeding to that warning because they didn't much like Barry.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. So you like full on gallop, and you summon your amazing like way of the open hoof technique, and almost like it's almost like you're the cold stone and darkness of this dungeon hallway vanishes away, and you're like transported in your vision to like the beautiful rolling hills of an open meadow, and you're just able to run at an incredible speed, kind of bounding across the blowing grass, just like almost like you're riding on that cushion of wind sweeping across the plain, and you like barrel over this this cloaked figure. You easily catch them with Step of the Wind. So right as they get up to the entryway to this large room, you see like a golden pile of money. You see like a legit dragon's hoard in this room. It's like truly a mountain of gold pieces littered with jewels, and it looks like many of the wares of the store, right? Like
Oh
there's
god, it better
it
not
looks
be the
like
dragon.
piles of the spell components were dumped over here, and here's a pile of the rare books, and here's like some of the antique furnishings and dungeon torture implements that you could super sell on the black market. It's all in this giant pile. And as you get to the opening and tackle this figure, you see like the mask that they were wearing kind of clatters across the ground. The disguise fades. The figure and form kind of shrinks into this small halfling-sized person. And you see Carrie turns over like on her elbows and starts like shimmying backwards away from you, drawing her weapons. Just like, you fools, you shouldn't be down here. This is not... I specifically recruited you so that you would not discover my plans, and yet you have discovered them. It doesn't seem possible.
Your disguise will not fool me, Spitz. I'm taking you in.
I may be high, but that was majestic. That gallop.
The gallop, yeah, gorgeous.
Why don't you run like that all the time? Like, why would you, Mister?
I can only do it so many times a day. Okay, listen. If I galloped all the time, then it wouldn't be called a gallop. It would just be called a walk.
Fair.
He makes a fair point.
I don't know if I have the right spells to fight a manager. I mean, I have
To
stuff to
fight
make.
a manager.
Like, I took spells to make Kool-Aid and stuff today.
You see, like, Carrie is kind of cornered here, right? There's not a there's no other exits to this room. You see, like, everyone kind of comes in, and as she's kind of standing up, like, drawing her weapons, expecting to have to fight her way out. You see, like, this room is like a secret chamber built under the perfect purchase, and it looks like there's large stone columns sort of supporting the weight of the ceiling. Obviously, the enormous pile of money that you could literally Scrooge McDuck swim in. There's so much of it. But then there's like a chimney, right? Like a vertical shaft that leads up out of the chamber. And you think now, thinking back, like, oh, that huge sculpture in the opening like chamber of the perfect purchase is like floor to ceiling, so that chimney probably cuts up straight through the ceiling and like out into somewhere. Like this is a single level building, but like, oh, it must open to the outside as well. So interesting. But a flying creature could get in here. You think it would be extremely hard to climb out of that thing? So what do you want to do? Carrie looks like she's just kind of backing, circling, like you guys are just kind of blocking her way. But she's
Surrender,
also...
surrender now, or we will be forced to put you under citizen's arrest.
You fools! You can't stop me. I'm a world famous adventurer. I've escaped from dozens or hundreds of guards at a time. The three of you are going to stop me. You. This is
I've got a question.
It's
If I was-
embarrassing for you, frankly. Oh, a question. Yes, I'll absolutely talk about my.
No,
evil
it's
plan.
a table talk question. If I was to yell code K, would any of the security guards immediately?
If you yelled it loudly enough, possibly.
So,
I
as
got
she's
it.
going off on that, I'm just gonna yell as loudly as I can, which for a half hour that would be pretty loud, right?
Yeah, you can make a
Code
bellow.
K in the statue, like inside the statue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd say make me a. It's
I will
performance.
assist you in your plan. Can we
Yeah,
see the
it's-
portal we came in on?
Like long down the hallway. Yeah, it almost like seems like there's some sort of magic because like you've walked way too long of a distance to like still be in the building.
I mean, is
So,
it
like-
within 120 feet, the portal we came through?
No, it's a little further than that.
Damn it.
So I would say, you, Brun, can roll with advantage. Make a performance or intimidation. Either one seems appropriate for calling a code K
Can I
to the
do...
to the secret horde chamber.
Can I do, like, fog cloud as far as I can towards the portal? So it looks like there's just
Oh,
smoke.
just like, yeah, like to kind of obscure the tunnel back where you came
and
from.
for people to see that this is a portal, right? Because they'll see smoke coming through.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so like this is combat light, right? So if you want to just run, while they're having this conversation, just take off running back down the hallway and like use your
I mean, it's
fog
120 feet range. I like just so they can
Yeah.
see that there's a portal here, and then
cloud.
I'll come back.
Like a smoke grenade, right? Mark
Yeah.
the secret entrance with smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. He's
Uh,
used
what
every
is your-
spell he has.
Yeah. What does your fog cloud look like?
Purple. It's a 20-foot radius
Nice.
sphere of fog.
It looks like if you wait long enough, Prince will appear.
Yep.
And
It's
I
like
rolled
that.
16.
Perfect. Yeah, so you give a loud bellow, almost like the chamber kind of echoes and the sound like exits out of the chimney. You feel like you have alerted someone to your presence. And Carrie's just like, well, this won't do. Now you've done it, and now I'm gonna have to
Dance off.
I'm gonna have to make my escape. It's not a dance-off, Marley. That's stupid. You're stupid. You're useless. You're the worst. Like you.
I don't
listen,
even
you-
work here. I was just doing this for fun.
You don't.
But you will work here.
You don't work here, but you spend enough of your time here. Like you don't think I've seen what you do? Creepy weirdo sleeping with in the pet section. Like that's weird. Like that's you gotta admit there's something
Those are
not right
nice
about you.
ladies. Like, do you spend time
Okay,
to talk to them?
Now, see, just because you say that, that tells me that you have a weird sexual thing, and that's not normal. And I'm going to murder you, but just before I do, you need to know that that's not something's wrong with you. Like, if you make it out of here alive by some miracle, like seek help. You have a problem, Marley.
I mean, I got plenty of help, and I opened my bag with like 20 pounds worth of drugs he found. over there.
Okay, yeah, this is why you're worthless. Brun, I can't. I just have nothing good to say about you. I mean, you're a forgettable employee, a temp, who has no greater aspirations than not to move on to a better job, but just to be a full-time employee at the place where you tempt. I mean, it's honestly humiliating. You think working with Mordo, working with that idiot, you think this is the way to advance yourself? No. You're It's just, I don't know. I mean,
Walter's a pretty cool guy.
show some pride in yourself. Your work. You are, I don't know. You're gonna be
You're stealing.
You're gonna
from
be a junior
department
associate
store.
forever. Listen, this is this is more than a department store. This is, I don't, do you know, like, the Perfect Purchase is a retail subsidiary of Magic X. This is a multi-planar corporation. Did you know how many? I bet you can't even tell me. What percent of retail transactions in the prime material plane are transacted by this company? Can you tell me that?
Do I look like I use money? Like,
It's more than 50%. 52% of retail transactions in the prime material are transacted by a Magic X subsidiary. There is a serious amount of money in here. This is the greatest score of my life. This is the greatest score of anyone's life. I just happen to have gotten my hands on a little device to transport, let's say, an unlimited amount of gold to wherever I want. And I just have to activate it, and it pulls out this little, like, arcane-looking device with, like, gears and locks and crystals poking out. It's, like, inscrutably complicated. I'm just like, I just have to set this up in this chamber, and all the gold will be mine, and you're all idiots. Oh, and speaking of idiots, right, you are never going to be manager. I've been here a month, and I'm, like, managing circles around you. This is, you're an embarrassment.
I think what they like most about me here is my loyalty. In fact, I feel like part of what I'm being paid here for is my loyalty. And so, my loyalty to this company is absolute. But if there was somewhere else that valued my loyalty more highly, well, I'd go wherever they value loyalty the most.
this is why we don't invite you to parties. Like,
she just looks at you, like, beyond, like, tickled by that. It's like, you, the most disloyal, loyal employee. It's perfect. I mean, you all deserve this place. Or you would if I weren't about to kill you. So she starts to charge at you, and you hear, like, as she does, a rush of wind starts to fill the chamber. A deep rumble, almost like a roar from far away, and you see, like, the room is lit from the outside. The light from outside is shining down that chimney. Suddenly,
that's Mr. Tubbs.
The room.
I don't know why Nas.
Oh, do we lose Nas? No, he's back. Suddenly, the room darkens, and a enormous shining golden dragon,
oh god,
like, in a full dive, like, dives down the chimney, boom, like, impacts into the ground. Coins and jewels scatter, and they go flying everywhere. And he impacts, like, in between you and Carrie, like, just in her path. And I would say probably Brun and Marley have never seen Bezos. The Bezos the Ravenous. They call him the Great
Tubbs.
Yeah.
Like, Bezos, she's stealing all the money.
Yeah.
I'm putting her under citizen's arrest.
Bezos looks over and just fully turns to face Carrie, and she's like, "Hang on, listen, great, Bezos the Ravenous, devourer of small businesses, eliminator of competition," and he just says, "Trifling fool, you shall take not 1 cent of my profits, for I am the immortal, the insatiable Bezos."
I
feel like
a party after this.
This is just all of a commentary on capitalism right here.
Yes, 100%. You've solved it. And I will tell you the name, my own name, before I devour you. For it is Jeff, and he just fully eats Carrie, and just lets out a little.
I give him some Kool-Aid.
I will drink nothing, not from you. However,
good.
Is he like the owner? What is he's not just like the.
He's like the CFO. He's like the accounting dragon.
Oh, I would imagine like Wright looks at him like he's like some kind of like god, like he's the god of the company.
yeah, he's
Oh,
like,
great Bezos, for who you have graced us with your presence. We have solved the mystery of the missing money. And so now we beseech upon you,
A pizza party.
please make me regional manager.
I look at
Okay.
these odds and just shake my head like, no.
I think
pizza
it is
party.
only fair that now I should assume the position.
She was really mean and said we weren't allowed to party ever.
According to the handbook, you are not. However, due to your bravery and the fact that you have saved the horde, one pizza party will be gifted. You,
My
Brun,
work here is done.
what reward would the great Bezos bestow upon you?
Don't give him regional manager. That's all I ask.
What?
It is so granted. A promotion is granted unto right. You are hereby granted the title of
You're a district manager. Oh.
Junior Assistant Manager
Yes.
in training.
Climbing the corporate ladder.
Hey, right. You get to go to a party finally. See, everything's working out.
Ah,
yeah,
yes, the networking.
Yep.
I shall perform one networking.
Incredible. Eventually the clatter of the security guards, as well as Slorn, anyone who was in earshot, the whole of the store is mustered to join in. Unfortunately, now they all know the location of the secret hoard, so it's probably going to have to be moved. But hey, at least it was not stolen. So the following week, the official company sanctioned pizza party is thrown.
Yes.
You guys have this. Yeah, it's a rager of a party. Fully, well, not fully reimbursed. You get a little bit of official company supplies provided. But
I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I'll say with Marley, you're able to cover and make up the difference. And so, the evil thief that was hired as the as the store manager is discovered and foiled, and you guys are all, I would say, in slightly higher standing with the company than when you came into it. So, I'll give you all. Do you have any parting words or things you want to do? Otherwise, that's the session.
No, I used everything but like Satyr headbutt.
That's perfect. I mean, that's what you gotta do in the one shot. Leave it all on the field.
I have to say, Monk Centaur is my new favorite idea ever. I didn't get a chance to do like any of the crazy fun stuff, like combat-wise, that I had in my head.
Yeah.
Just like the idea of it is hilarious, and plus I got to play a Dwight Schrute character.
Yes, the Dwight references are solid, so that's very good.
So that was good.
Yeah,
So
well, guys, thanks.
Gonna add
That's
this
fine.
character sheet
Oh.
right next to
Oh,
my
so good.
La Jolla de la Rey character
Yes.
sheet.
Perfect.
I'm just gonna have increasingly ridiculous characters.
Amazing. Well,
Hey,
thanks
that
a
was-
lot, guys,
that was
for
a lot of
running that.
Thank you
I-
for putting it together.
Yeah, I had a barrel of fun preparing that, so hopefully everyone had a good time.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
Right?
Cool. Well,
A fruit. I didn't make enough fruit jokes. I was gonna make a lot
yeah,
of fruit jokes. But they just weren't coming to me. I didn't get a chance to write any down, so they just didn't come to
yeah.
me.
Enough beats and
Well, I thought like a centaur that was an apple farmer was just like,
Apple
perfect.
Farm is It's right on the money.
I do like how you went all like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon at the end.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Listen, he's good. He knows what he's doing. He's
Does he?
no, no.
No, he 100% doesn't know what he's doing. But it was well played.
I just like how they can't get rid of Marley. He's just always in the store. He's sleeping there now. Like,
But you don't know. He is the pet department. He either works there or he is one of the pets. You just never know.
Yeah.
He gets purchased by accident one day.
Yeah, like if he falls asleep and someone purchases him, they pick him. Oh, like the kitty's sleeping, and then he's just in a new home now.
Did anyone have anything interesting about their characters that didn't come up?
no, head what?
Not that I can.
I
think
did
of.
everything I
So-
wanted to do.
Right, Nay Fruit had he played the bagpipes. That didn't come up, but I had that he had a set of bagpipes in his locker. And then was it? I think Dwight speaks like fluent Klingon, or is it Dothraki or whatever? He speaks one of those
yeah.
guttural languages, like just fluent. It's either the Game of Thrones one or it's Klingon. I can't remember what it is. It's something.
I think it was Dothraki. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a bit with that.
Yeah, so I translated that to Wright speaks giant, so he speaks like giantkin because that was the thing that I thought would be.
There is a giant. It's too bad we didn't like as you always do. Like I prepared way too many things. So, what was the giant's name? There was like the junior employee in training who was just a giant who worked in the castle department.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was like a funny bit of flavor. Like he just speaks fluent giant for no reason. That was fun.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for doing that with me, fellas.
Hey, this is a good way to recharge the old batteries, you know?
Yeah. And I need to. I've been like workshopping a couple of these ideas for a while. I'm like, I need to just like get a couple of these things down and like actually run them, so I can start like iterating on them.
I think the name the shop as the first order of business is a good one.
I love
was, like,
that idea.
That was like
Yeah.
the first thing I wanted to do was name the shop. But maybe you have like a D6 of like ideas, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, cause I had a few, but I was like, I don't know. I've just been calling it like the Magic Mart or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's
I mean-
that's lame.
You don't want like the players to get stuck on it, but like if they have an idea, like, because that was literally you're like, yeah, we're doing this. I didn't even think about my character. I just started writing like names for what the shop
Yeah.
should be called, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, all I got was like Druid that gets high on catnip, and yeah.
it was perfect. Honestly, that the section where you're talking with Mercury Phoenix, and he was like, "Dude, you're like a cat fucker or something." I don't remember what I said, but it was like it was so fun. I had a blast with this.
Mercury was my favorite. He was good.
It was like it was like a weird, I don't know, Macho Man Randy Savage crossed with like an Elvis impersonator.
I
Or
like the
something.
two Arnolds. They were fun.
Yeah, the Arnolds were great too.
Oh, Ons and Yons. Yeah.
You could never have too many Arnolds.
I
No.
thought Spitz was trying to kill you with the traps, right? With the pressure plate at first. I'm like, is she gonna bounce on it?
That's what I thought was gonna happen too.
Yeah.
But I just thought like him running from the next department over would just be like a little on, like it'd just be perfect.
It's
'Cause, like,
it's
that-
great too. Just like super obvious, very like, unable to be stealthy or subtle.
No,
But that's a very Dwight thing anyway. So
The employees
Cool.
like use two coconuts to pretend they're right going down the hallway.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna hit the sack. But thanks. Yeah, thanks for playing, fellas.
thank you again for DMing. Appreciate it.
It was a blast.
And now you've got the best elevator music playlist, 2 hours long too. So
Yep.
just pin that in there the next time you run this and just
That,
get that go to.
I have to do that, right? I didn't really plan the music or think about it. It's like, oh yeah, that is
The mall music. It's perfect.
it's beautiful for doing that.
It's
like-
so soul crushing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Cool.
I'll
Yep,
catch
I'll
you
talk
later.
to you guys later.
Bye.
I stopped the video so I can throw it on the YouTubes. Oh my god. Well, you guys can't. There. Good night, folks.